Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I am the Great Green Aqua Seizure. Welcome back for another night of D&D. If you missed last week, we finished an interlude in the Celestial Plane. But our heroes have made it back. They are outside of what appears to be a giant building in a clearing or in the forest. And that's where we're going to pick up. Everybody hit level 6. And as far as I know, everybody's fiddled with that except for maybe Ollie.
He got his done.
You went to level 6? Well, I mean, earlier today it hadn't been done. And so, okay, I'm going to call you out.
Your health reset when you level?
No.
So,
Okay.
I don't think so.
let's see. We went to the Celestial Plane. You all had some interesting tests to prove your commitment. Interesting conversations were had with different people. You all saw some pretty incredible things. And then you were transported back to the material plane, and that's where we left. So you all are still outside of this big hunting lodge building. You can see it through you're kind of hiding currently behind some rocks, kind of out in the first level forest, I guess you'd say. You can still see out, and you can see it, and you can see kind of the meadow that it sits in. And just before all this stuff happened, there were a couple of trolls with some guard drakes that were walking by, and it doesn't appear to you that the time was passing the same way. You can tell that where they were and where they are now is maybe only 40 yards difference. So they're kind of making their way off to your right, seemingly oblivious to the activity that you all just went through. So,
All right.
what do you do?
What
do you want to do?
Do we want to follow the tracks that we were going through earlier, or go back to the lodge?
I still want to check out the lodge, but I'm still good to follow the tracks. I don't care.
Down for whatever.
We're in a bit better shape to go check out the lodge.
Yeah.
Before we had no spell slots, so I'm down for either.
So
Yes, you all were able to rest for a couple of days from your perspective on the Celestial Plane.
I do have a question. When we took damage in the game thing,
Yes.
did we have a chance to rest?
Was the rest after that
Was the
period?
rest
is what you
after?
asked?
Yeah, because I didn't reset my health back to full.
I tried getting us another night in my house, and
We
That's
got
what
I think we got out
You
and
did
then
not get
teleported,
another.
yeah.
No.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
Okay.
after the trials, the damage that you took in the trials
That was
is
where we're at.
is
Yeah.
still.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I was
still.
just checking.
we passed.
So the kill was instanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got ported back to the front of the instance. Yeah, that
Okay.
was. Yeah.
Okay, let me heal up then.
But no, there was not any other rest. You all got you spent the night at Zenric's place, and
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm down to whatever. I mean, if you guys want to check out the cabin. Now that like you said, we're a little bit more.
hey, Thalak, roll me perception.
Is that you? Click on your name, Mike.
14.
Okay. As you're sitting there kind of trying to get your wits, out of the corner of your eye, you see someone come out of the front door of this building. And you see her hold up what looks to be like a rug, almost like a floor rug, with a big stick. And you see her out there beating this floor rug, and dust is kind of coming out of it. You see her shaking it, kind of, beating the dirt out of this. And then she turns and goes back in and shuts the door.
Okay. I'll, under my breath, kind of like, hey, chick just came out, beat her rug, and then went back in.
Beat her rug?
We don't know whose it was.
We don't know who the rug belongs
You're
to.
unable to identify it from that perspective.
Roll investigation.
Yeah.
Roll investigation for the drapes.
roll history. Do you know whose rug this belongs to?
Is it a new day for his portent dice?
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
Yes, it is a new day for your portent dice. That is a good question, and that is correct. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well, we know it's occupadoed, so...
And any of you here that are on the stream that welcome back.
Come get some.
Come get soup!
811.
Sorry if we butchered it.
Yeah, sorry if that's how
It's
I was supposed to say it. Getsume. Come and get soup. Ah, come and get sume.
811.
I don't know. 811. What's that in Japanese?
8-11?
No, I was thinking it's
Yeah.
like. Wouldn't it be like
811.
san each something like that?
If it's not a son, it would be
Each
it would
ni
be
san chi go. Right?
Hachi.
Hachi.
Hachiyuku something.
See?
Mm.
I'm waiting for it.
The euphoric sound of a mystical
I didn't
die
even roll this
crashing
time, so that
ever
wasn't me.
like bombs. Yeah, they do sound like bombs going off. I'll give you that.
You ready? Are we practicing?
Let's not.
This one's a good one. I'm winding up.
So, what are we doing?
What do you guys want to
You
do?
gotta tell me,
Go into the
because I don't know what we're doing.
lodge, cottage.
You want to go to the lodge?
Let's
With the
sneak our way over there.
lady.
Do we see any
Where do we
windows
wanna
on the
go
outside
there?
that we can peek in?
Yeah.
I mean, where else?
There's lots of windows. So as
Let's
you
go peek the windows.
as you look across the entry of the meadow, the lodge seems to be built on a slight hill, like on a slight incline from the front to the back. So at the front, there appears it would be kind of like a stone foundation up a certain amount, maybe 3 feet, right? And there's stairs leading up to the front, and that's where the first floor. If you were to look kind of back around, it looks like the first floor kind of goes back into the dirt as it goes to the back. So it's on a slight incline of a few feet, 3 or 4 feet.
It looks like this.
What does it look like?
It's on the
like
outside
this.
of your
That is
screen.
exactly what it looks
I
like.
know.
That's why I'm staring at it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Yeah, like that. I didn't know it was that deep, but yeah. So maybe it's 8 feet high in the front. Anyway, it's kind of built into a slight hill as you go in. Did you see this picture? Okay, that's what it looks like. I wish I had a better picture, but alas,
That's a great picture.
I don't know.
Donuts.
Yes, great picture.
Oh, sorry. Me so sorry. Here, let's do this.
Yeah, for the folks at home.
For the folks at home, this is the image on my DM screen. Can you see that?
That's better like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as zoomed in.
Get back.
Oh,
That's what she was beating.
yeah, her noodles.
Okay.
Okay.
That good?
Yeah.
That looks
Okay.
It's
nice.
ominous.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
don't like it.
It's
I
a.
don't like it.
I don't like it. All right.
Yeah, if you guys want to go investigate, let's go check it out and see what's up.
Okay. Are you gonna walk to the front door?
Well, I mean, if we agree to that, yeah. If not, we need to go do the trail. What do you guys want to do?
I'm down to go check.
What
it
I'm
out.
saying is, you had mentioned something about windows. Yes, there's windows. Or that's what I'm saying. Is your intent to loop the building, or is your intent to go to the front door? That's what I was asking.
Thylac, would you happen to have your familiar with you? It'd be good
No.
time.
Hold on.
So you're gonna spend a few minutes doing the Macarena?
I gotta summon my familiar, but what do we want? Do we want the rat again?
That doesn't fly.
A spider. I don't know.
Entire
Yeah,
family
I
size
think-
box of
I don't like it.
Oh man, the camera's doing that autofocus back and forth.
Ugh. I
Oh
don't know if
yeah,
I
it
can
is.
fix
I
it.
see that.
I think I have
What
to
if I
kill
do
off.
this?
I think I have to kill off the stream in order to fix it because it's already bound to Discord.
No, it stopped doing it. Just now stopped.
It's because it has lovely
noodles
RAM
made
in
it.
it.
Well, we might just have to put things in
That's
its
fine.
way.
I would just either the rat or the owl.
Which one can you throw
Can you
farther?
do a spider? I was just. I mean,
I like the owl. I'm doing the owl.
Yeah, do
How
the
long,
owl.
how long does it take for ceremony? Make love between bird and man.
Like 10 minutes?
I will do Macarena as well. Get invisible one. Let us be quiet while we do this.
He's gotta like burn smoke and incense and stuff.
How far has that patrol? They're still moving away from us. Is that correct? Have we noticed them down the way, or have they come back this way at all?
I like what is your what's it called? What's it called when you find? Is it find familiar?
Yeah.
Because I don't see that. Oh, there it is.
Find familiar.
It says it
Wizard
takes
ritual.
it says it takes an hour plus 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. Hey, I can't do that right now. It takes an hour, guys.
Well, we can wait here for an hour.
Well, we have the trolls that are walking off, and then
Hello.
Yeah, hour and 10 minutes.
the tracks that we wanted to chase. Thanks, good. People
I
are
like how
actively
she's
walking
talking
away
about-
from us. Do we want to go to this static building, or do we want to go like follow the trolls?
Would I,
We should all roll
as
odds
as
and evens.
a
What if we get more of? Odds goes to the thing. Evens goes to trail.
locate object, describe a name
Yeah.
or object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction
That way
of
we don't
that
have to make a
object's
choice.
location as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of you.
I feel
Okay.
like we should probably go investigate.
Would I
It's there for a reason.
I agree.
have anything particular
To get
on? Is it Resmir that got away?
Mm-hmm.
Born Grey.
If I were to say that, I'm just gonna cast it and see what happens. Boom! I'm
How
casting
far-
detect.
How far is it?
1,000 feet.
1,000 feet is
100 meters.
300 meters.
1,000? No, it's yeah. 300. I thought you said 3,000 meters. I was like,
It's,
what?
yeah, 3,000 meters.
Really?
It's 1,000 feet. It's 300 meters, roughly.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm casting that, and I'm gonna say Resmir. If you need to know if the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement. The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of particular kind, such as a certain gem, jewel, blah, 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 blah. The spell cannot locate any object if any thickness of lead or even a thin sheet blocks the pathway between you and the object.
Thin sheet, what? Of wood?
Of lead.
Of lead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet,
Okay.
blocks.
What about stone, dirt, wood?
All it says is lead.
Okay.
It must be.
These are X-rays, man.
Yeah.
So
We
lead's
can-
the
we can
only
shoot
thing
through that
that
stuff.
can't be magified.
Say what?
Lead is the only thing that can't be magified.
Well, for this.
Right.
So I would say that you either don't get anything back at all, or at best you would get a non-confident. You would not be confident in what you thought you saw.
The DM wants us to inspect the inn.
I'm just saying
I will relay that to my friends.
you wouldn't have had,
Your trail's gone cold.
based on what Resmir is doing at this point, you are either too far away or you do not have the spell's not going to work well enough for you to get a solid beat on it.
So I will relay that to my comrades. I
Okay.
do believe Rezmir has gotten away. We should probably see what's up with this place.
I agree.
So
Okay.
again,
So did I
front
see,
door, or are we walking around?
did I see
So
where the
you
patrol went?
Yeah, they
did
went
keep
off.
going.
From your perspective, you are in a position where you would be able to see this image from a reasonable perspective. You would be off toward, its left perspective would be, you're kind of off to the right. You saw the patrol kind of move out and continue going out and around, kind of starting to go back up the hill.
Let's spell party. And we'll go sneaky sneak. And then if something goes down, I can message you guys and you can get there in time.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't want to split too far.
Right, but I mean, if you guys are hiding in the bushes, like right outside the place while we're going and sneaking around.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay.
not super stealthy. I mean,
Right.
I can hang
That's
out
why I was
here.
saying we,
Yeah. Yeah.
stealthish
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Are you looking at my stuff? You
No.
reading my schneer?
No, I'm just looking at the castle, cottage, whatever it is.
Okay. So you're going to go around the left way?
Yeah,
or are you
let's
going
go
to
to
try and follow the
the back
patrol?
door.
Or are you going to try and walk in the front door?
Back door, son.
Yeah.
So you're going to try and make your way...
Making my way downtown.
Okay.
Has it been a new day?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have things that are new at dawn... if
Yeah.
if you have things that are dawn reset,
Yeah.
dawn has happened. You just haven't necessarily
Dawn
had the...
has dawned.
Yes, dawn has come. It is
Fighting all the grease. You don't even
reasonably... It's reasonably morning. I'd say it's mid-morning from your perspective.
I'm just resetting that. That's why I asked. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
No, that's perfectly fine. So as you kind of... who all's going?
I guess that's two.
But I gotta see something because I don't.
So Zenrik and Pandora?
See.
Okay. Roll me some stealth checks. You keep leaving it there, and he's like, "Man, you're making me hungry."
Which one?
Well, you... Oh.
Stealths.
On this side, it's an 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Not from your side, though. Sorry.
Mine's just 15.
Okay. I got an 11.
Yeah, I don't sneak
Okay.
either.
So you're making a little more noise than you would normally want to,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of notice it as you're walking up there. You're like, "Golly, what is my deal? I keep stepping on twigs and stuff." So you're aware that you're not particularly in super stealth mode, but you try to play it off all casual.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around. As you walk up toward the front left corner, you get close to these stone walls, and it gives you the opportunity to
Wait,
kind
you're
of
up there.
peek around the,
I'm with
you say, the side direction.
Um,
You notice on the first floor there's 5 or 6 windows as you go back, so it appears that there's a first window that's just, you could walk right under it. Because of the slope, you'd be underneath it, but there's just within 5 or 10 feet there's a window, and maybe another 10 feet and a window. The total distance front to back of this building is about 70 feet.
Okay.
So it's big on this side, and it's like maybe 90 feet wide.
Why?
It's a very, very large structure.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, you go about 5 or 10 feet, there's a window. Another 5 or 10 feet, there's a window. Then maybe you go about another 20 feet in a window, another 20 feet in a window, and then there's a longer part in the back. The back 30 feet or so doesn't seem to have any windows as you kind of start walking up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly the first 3 you could just walk under if you were to, you realize, hey, if I just kind of walk right next to the, kind of hug the wall, you notice that you could probably just literally walk underneath it. And the only window you'd really have to worry about being seen is that last window before you got around to the back corner.
Are any of them low enough to where I could, like, hoist her up to where she can...
Yeah. If you were
Periscope that
to,
bad boy?
if you were to like put her on your shoulders, yeah, that doesn't sound crazy. Just need a strength check to see if you can lift her up. And she needs to make an acrobatics check to make sure she doesn't fall down.
You wanna switch this roll?
Sure.
Since you're stronger than he is, and he's got more balance.
Yeah.
I am built like gymnast. I flail. It is great.
I'll toss you up in the air and you'll do somersault.
Yeah, I'll do a half supine twist with a out kicking. I don't know.
It doesn't have to be hard. Just 10s.
I got 10.
10s is all I'm looking for. It's not super
7. Plus you said what?
Strength.
strength.
Straight strength. Up.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
10.
Okay, so she didn't drop you. Yay!
Yay.
All right, so you kind of just walk around you just move about 10 feet, and he lifts you up, and as you kind of see, you're kind of grabbing the bottom lip, pull, you're holding, and you're standing on his thing. As you see, you can see, huh?
Other way around.
Because I lifted him.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah.
As you effortlessly pull yourself up because you're so good at this, you see that there's a large room. Hold on, let me check the size. It's pretty dadgum big, this first room you all are looking at.
Sounds good to me.
Let's see, where is it? Yeah, let's see. This room is 20, 25 feet wide and 35 feet long. So it's a monster. You can see to your right, or what would be the front face of the building, you can see there's a large fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
Inside here, there's like really cushy stuffed leather chairs. There's a table to one side that has looks like somebody's been snacking or has had a pseudo meal delivered. It's got smoked sausage and some candles going on. And there's a big tapestry on one wall that, it's got all this. It's an amazing image. You can't really tell exactly what it is, but there's something about there's like a white animal, something with looks like maybe antlers and maybe some other deer, and there's something green in the sky. It's some amazing tapestry. You see that. And then you can also tell that there's trophies on the walls. There's like goat heads and elk head and
Elephant heads.
stuff like that. There's no elephant heads, but there's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, if you were inside, I could give you a better view. But from what you're saying, you can tell it's kind of a hunting lodge hangout. But it does look like somebody's recently been here. There's, like I said, there's food and cheese and
When
stuff.
you say the door or the room, is it like all the way across? Like I can see the front door.
No, you're seeing the far side of this room.
Okay.
From where you are, the far left corner appears to have two doors. You have one that goes straight out.
And we're in like the
Toward the
back
middle?
left, right?
You're in the front left. You haven't made it to the back yet.
Oh, okay.
You stopped at the very first thing,
Okay.
is what I understood.
I will.
Because there isn't a window in the back.
I'll message one of them that I see, and I'm assuming they're going to tell the others that
What are you telling me?
this is the eating room. Eating room. Yeah.
Alright.
It doesn't. No,
If there's
you
someone
wouldn't tell them. You wouldn't tell them
A
that it's
lounge?
It's more of a because it's got a. It's
They got some lead pipes?
Library.
because it would be closer to a library if you were thinking of it. There's food available, but it's not like the mess.
Okay.
So you wouldn't tell them that like this is.
Okay.
It's not tables like
Breakfast
food.
nook.
Hmm.
It's a big breakfast nook at 25 by 40. It's a big.
I mean, obviously somebody who lives a grand life.
25 by 40? That is holy.
It's a big room. There's trophies and, like I said, it's big leather couches. More like a have a
Club.
snack in a smoking room. Like this is a smoking
like a-
lounge.
It's a lounge. Yeah. Okay.
Smoking lounge.
It's the lounge.
Okay.
I'll hop down off her. Well, I'll gently caress the ground with
Dismount.
my feet.
Okay, yeah.
And
Almost as if you didn't even touch the ground.
Yeah, you have a 19.
almost as if I
You just,
didn't
like-
even touch the ground.
You just like
like I
almost like
sprouted
hovered.
wings.
Did you?
Not yet.
Okay, because
I
I mean that's
can.
a thing. Because that's a thing. All right.
to get to the top of this thing and start.
I think you're a trophy.
Like, I'm not gonna knock them out them ways, boy.
Yeah.
I think I need a pair of them wings on my wall.
That'll happen, yo.
Okay, so, what is your goal now?
Keep scooting along.
Okay, you're gonna go look in the next windows.
Mhm.
Okay. So, the next window that you come up to, this one's easier.
Are we just like walking? I'm still on her shoulders. Or it's going
We're just
around?
like inching along.
Roll me acrobatics. Let's see if you need to get down.
This is dangerous. 15.
That'll work. So basically, you just see a room that is the only light is
I
coming
like
in.
it.
The only light is kind of coming in from the outside. You can see the sun is shining in there, but you just see basically you're looking over what looks to be a headboard onto a bed, kind of like a small bookcase with 2 books, and kind of a chair and a little desk. Just looks like
Bedroom.
some kind of a. It doesn't look like it's being used right now. I mean, the bed's made, but it doesn't look like there's anybody. It's either they were really tidy or it's not in use right now.
I just barely want to like press on the window
Mhm.
and like see if it's unlocked, just barely.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to open it. I just want to see if it
If it would open,
Yeah.
like does it move at all?
does it up at all, or if it's like stopping. You know what I mean?
I'm not allowed to be.
Yeah, it kind of moves a little bit. You can't tell how much it's going to move, but it's either it's either not locked or it's loosely, you know what I mean, or maybe there's not the craftsmanship. You're not sure.
Do you have pry bar?
Yes.
So she'll just. I'll reach down into her backpack
And hand
and
it up.
I just want to like, because there's probably a little crack
Yeah,
by now.
there is.
I just want to
Mhm.
see. Like, I'm trying not to make any noise. I'm trying to do this as slow as possible to see if it just raises up to where it's like I know it's unlatched.
As you do it, it moves a little more, and then it starts to make that crunching wood sound,
Mhm.
almost like that. There's
And I'll
like a
stop.
little there's a little too much resistance.
Mhm. That's exactly what I want, and I'm just gonna back in her backpack.
Good try, buddy.
That was
Thank you.
I was not expecting that. That was okay. Are you going to go to the it would be the last window before
We'll
you
move
get to
on
the
down.
last ridge.
Mhm.
Okay. You see effectively the same
Shorty.
thing. You see another room. It's similarly outfitted. The color of I guess you'd say the bedspread or the blanket is a little different. Where the other one was more greens and woodland stuff. This is a little more gold in color. But other than that, it appears to just be a bedroom. There's nothing of material note in this room.
So what I'm gathering is this place isn't heavily used. Essentially.
Well, I can't speak to that in that grand a thing, but your assumption, at least from what you've seen,
Right. From what I've seen, it's like we've seen one person and some trolls, and there's not much.
so far that would be a completely
Obvious.
agree.
Right.
That your assessment thus far is completely correct.
Okay.
Whether that holds true as you continue, I can't speak to yet.
That's fine. That's from my perspective right now. That's all
Yeah.
I need to know. Yeah. Then continue on.
Yeah, that's exactly your perspective at this point. I just don't want to make promises and you think that I'm making promises.
no,
I'm just saying
I
that is your perspective at this point.
Yeah, you're not. No, that's purely my
Okay,
thoughts.
So as you keep moving back toward the northwest corner of this building, there's no more windows, and the ground kind of comes up to you, so that the you've removed the pseudo basement level,
Right.
and now you're basically standing on the ground at what would be the equivalent of the top of the stairs at the front, right? So you've kind of equaled that out now that you kind of turn around the back. As you peek around the right corner, you see a number of different things. At this point, I need you to roll perception for me.
Am I still on her shoulders?
No.
Why not?
Do you want to be on our shoulders?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a solid 3.
Okay. You see that there's a pile of wood next to you.
Okay.
There's a like a firewood pile. You can
Yes.
tell that there's a firewood pile. Why don't you roll investigation or perception? Excuse me.
16 plus 2, 18.
I like it.
Okay. So as you're poking around, you do see that, but a little more out of your eye, you see two other buildings that are kind of behind here. Both are rather large, and they're kind of offset. So there's one kind of squared behind it, and then another one even farther away. You seem to hear noises coming from them. They remind you of different animals and stuff, almost like it's a stable-ish, like the house animals are kept out there of some kind. And you notice the patrol walks from the right-hand corner. You can kind of see them walking around. They're still relatively distant away, but they look like they're headed to the far building.
Okay. Do you see them over there?
Now she does. Now she pointed out.
Right.
Hey, you see that? Yeah, if anyone rolls perfect 18s across starting board, one, their DM's an idiot for letting them roll all that. But yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose technically it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
But I'd want to see it. There's not a, hey, I rolled a bunch of 18s and
That's like starting
Not in
out as
front
a
of me.
level 3.
oh, that's more than starting a level 3. That's starting a level 7. And that's crazy.
Oh, nice. So you get 2 people.
I think it'd be boring.
I get the
Would be a
feeling
good way to investigate this.
that there's really not much people here, and we should probably just
Walk in.
maybe go in the front door and pretend like we're supposed to be here, and try and talk our way through this thing.
I agree. I think we should tell the others what we've seen or not
Yeah.
seen.
So I'm
So
gonna.
you're going to scuttle back?
Well, I mean, we should still be able to see them because we haven't rounded
Well,
the corner yet.
I think there's
Right?
less of
You're
us
out.
there.
As soon as you went around that first corner, you're out of sight of them.
Oh, so then yeah. Okay, then yeah.
You're
We'll,
out of
Still
line of
be
sight.
visible.
we'll cut back over there.
Okay. Because you've
Yeah.
gone there. If I were to do it from my perspective, you all started in the woods here. The front is here. You went this direction, around this corner, looked in these windows, looked around this corner, and back off to the side. All of this being north. I'll show you maps here in a minute.
That's fine with me. I'm just.
Here in a minute, it will become official.
We will go
and I
with
can show you
them.
things.
Do we smell anything, just in general, on the outside of the castle?
When you were
My
when you were
sweaty legs.
when you were in the back,
I smell
you
that.
you kind of catch the whiff of animals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not necessarily farting, but that
I
animal.
might-
You know
His
that
farting on me.
that animal smell. It's because he's freaked out.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, you would get animal smell at the front. You know, when you were first in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Not anything other than like a wood fireplace kind of a smell. I mean,
Okay.
you would smell the fact that the chimneys are going. Temperature's cooler by
Right.
quite a bit than where it was that you came from.
Okay.
There's lots of wind. Well, I wouldn't say it's cooler. It's probably about the same. Now that I think about where you were. Yeah. It's still cool. It's cool enough to have a fireplace going.
Where's the fireplace?
So.
Get you some food.
Get you some food.
Shin ramen, baby.
Yeah, boy.
All right. So are you now walking back together?
Yes.
Okay. So are you going to proceed up the ramp then? The stairs?
Sure.
Yes.
I'll tell them what they think.
I mean, I think we could.
I don't think this place is heavily occupied, so.
Should we go with my plan?
I think it's a great idea.
But I'm not persuasive. I think it'd be better.
I mean,
I
I'm
think that you
persuasive.
should.
Yeah, I think
Tell
you're
us.
I
persuasive.
think that's a
What's
great
your
idea.
plan?
Not you. You don't get a no.
Oh, I forgot the
Okay. Whatever.
Hey, you don't
I
get
think it's
no.
a great idea.
So, What I think you should do, because you're persuasive,
Mm-hmm.
is walk up and tell them we're part of
I'm also
what's this called?
Publishers clearing.
Simply.
You've just won a dragon.
No. We need to do.
Hand them flowers and a bunch of
No, it needs to be a. It's like Girl Scouts, but for the cult, we're collecting treasures for our local dragon.
Oh.
That's really funny.
Is that not
No,
funny?
like we're.
But I don't know what's the name.
Okay. Let's think about that because we know that they were probably using this portal to move.
It's right
Hey,
next to this
treasure.
place.
restroom. I'll go back.
We need to have your gold, that silver ready. The 6,000 pieces.
Oh, I didn't have it all. I mean, I
You
have
do.
some. No. I have.
We never
some
distributed
of the
it, so you just have it.
Oh, I didn't add it to mine.
I don't think any of us did.
No.
So just.
I
you
think.
have it.
Oh, it's in the bag. That's what it is.
It's in your bag of holding.
Yeah,
A
because I
brand
didn't.
new car.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I didn't add it to my gold, but
So
I have
you-
it in mind.
So since you're
Okay,
persuasive,
okay, that's
since
fine.
you're persuasive, you should definitely go.
What is your persuasion?
so
We're part
Yeah,
of
because
Raise a Cult
remember-
campaign.
okay. Because see, here's the thing: we put all that gold in that bag of holding. We could just say, "Hey, we just came from the castle. We're
What castle?
transporting." Where Greyborn was.
We can
We're
use
transporting this
that. We can use
gold
that
here.
gem egg. As like
No,
a...
that's
You aren't touching my gem egg. I fight you for that. That's gonna be my
but we
pet.
can just say that we're transporting.
We can just
I got a pet
use it
dragon.
for show, not for reals.
That's my
Just
pet
look
dragon.
at this.
I don't want people to know I
Or-
have that.
Could have won.
That's my secret.
Was there an opening or some kind of crack that you noticed to where we could like get inside, like stealthily?
So
Not that
Zenrik, that's what I
I can
suggest we do.
teleport.
Hmm.
I can teleport.
He got.
I'm good.
What are we gonna call it?
What? Your pet?
Our the program we're trying to raise treasure for.
I don't think that's gonna work. Like, yeah, I think it's funny, but then they're just gonna be like, no, you bring stuff here. You don't take stuff from here. Like,
Right. I think we could.
I don't know. We don't know what
we
it
can
is.
just say we came from the castle. We're moving gold here.
Hi,
We're the
new here.
magnificent movers.
Yeah.
Magnificent, marvelous movers.
I don't think that'll work. Sorry.
Hi,
But
I'm a hunter and I came here to hunt. Can you help me?
Okay. So what are we doing?
I don't know.
So you walking up?
Joe, what do you
We
think?
are walking up.
I think we just need to pretend we're taking gold, a shipment of gold.
Okay. You open the door. You knock.
I'm knocking on the door for you, and then I'm gonna step back and let you be up front.
knock, knock. Who's there?
I'll be behind
Okay.
him since I'm pretty charismatic.
You hear footsteps and a door open, and then another door close, and then you hear some kind of a wooden. You hear something move, kind of slide. You hear something moving, and the door opens.
witness.
The door opens, and an older human says, "Hello. How may I help you? I'm Gaston Natural Service."
Well, hello. So I'm doing two things at once.
That's the best accent Zenrik's ever had for human. Well, hello.
Yeah, baby. How may I help you all?
Oh, we were.
You're gonna match me.
Yep.
That's funny.
I said, we were sent from Castle.
Ah, yes, very good. Then I expect you're here to see the mistress. Come this way. Oh, and do keep your weapons put away, thank you. And he turns and leaves the door open, and then he walks back through, opens another door, and that opens into kind of a open hall, right? I mean, a much larger room. You see 3 staircases. There's a large carpet part. The floors themselves are hardwood, but there's a big carpet rug kind of thing with kind of topiary flower pots. There's 4 of them, where they have like trimmed, custom little trees and stuff.
Manicured.
Yeah, it's all trimmed and looking schmick. And so I'm going to hand you a map, and hopefully
That's what I've never rolled it that way.
hopefully all you can play this without
think so.
like super metaing me, because
Yep.
I didn't wipe this thing out and I don't have time to deal with it. So I'm going to trust you to not screw me by other things you may see. So here is
I was thinking the same thing.
the hunting lodge. Can you see that?
He thought you were What's His Toes from. Yeah, it keeps zooming in and out.
This is.
It is. It's unfocusing for them.
So it's going all cray.
See if you. You might have to. Which one's yours, Michael?
That's.
Does that make it worse or better?
Just raise the map up to the camera and then lower it back down to the table. Yeah, and then slowly lower it. Or you can go faster than that. It just needs to know when to focus.
Yeah, it's good.
Does that work?
Yeah. It's done.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you all are obviously entering the front door. You can see the stairs. As you walk in, there's an entryway area, kind of a breezeway. It's, what is that, 5 by 20, something like that.
Yeah.
So as you do this, you can see that there are coat hooks and places. You can see that there's places for cloaks and kind of hat racks. There's some what look to be maybe light weapon racks. They're not like heavy weapon racks where you would, like pikes and shields and stuff like that. But there's like places to put your things, places you could hang a backpack, and places to put gear if you were to be coming in. Almost like if you were to have muddy boots, you could take your boots off in here, right? There's some benches, things like that. So that's what you see in this little entry room. As you go into the next room where I was describing the staircase, you can see that there's stairs, there's some large wooden doors, there's a really big plate mirror on one of the walls, so you can kind of see yourselves as you walk through. Mm-hmm. There's 2 freestanding suits of plate armor. So just think of the medieval castle stuff. There's like wooden stands with these armor set on them. They used to be painted. You can tell at one point they were painted really well. They look really weathered. So the paint is chipped and scratched, and it looks like they really haven't been well maintained. And
It's a ritual now.
down near the base of the stairs, there's some statues that kind of look like, I don't know, like little horned devils. They look kind of ugly. They've got like
Mange.
short, squat wings, and they look kind of fat, and they got kind of horns, and they just kind of look fugly. So that's what you see. That's what you see in this room. And Gaston says, "Yes, very good. You can wait a few moments in here, or you can retire into the Three Hounds parlor. It's up to you. If you'd like to wait a few moments, I'm sure we can arrange for you to see the lady of the house." And when he says, the Three Hounds parlor, he kind of points over to this door, the set of doors that leads toward this green or the blue rug room.
Oh, right here.
Right.
Okay.
So he basically says, he walks over and he's like, "If you'd like to rest in here, you may make yourselves at home.
Okay.
Not a problem." And as he's opening the doors and he starts to move, he like snaps his fingers, and this maid comes out, and he's like, "Oh yes, Arlanga, please go tell the lady that she has visitors."
What's her name?
Alanga.
Arlanga. And she's like, "Yes, sir. I'll be happy to do it." And so she seems to kind of go up the stairs, and the butler leaves and goes in and out through a different door. So you all are technically left there in the Great Hall, but you're able to move about the building if you'd like. There's no initial...
When we walked in and we passed the armor, what kind of other armor did we see, or was there?
You just see these two sets of this what appear to be elven armor on this armor stands that kind of have this chipped green paint. They're not holding really much of anything. I mean, they're kind of standing. They have like wooden sword stands, and you can tell that they've kind of been put over a wooden form. I mean, there's no head in them or anything. It's just, they look like at one point they were for show, and now they've gotten kind of neglected, and they're a little they're a little worse for wear, but they don't look damaged. I mean, it's not like they're rusted or anything. It's just...
Is there anything of value that we see in this room by just like walking in and kind of looking around right now?
In this room, nothing obvious to you. I mean, the mirror is...
Blue? Okay.
Are you in the blue room, or are you in the...
Are we right here?
Will you tell me?
Is that where we were just
You
left?
have the option. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. You have the option. What I was describing is like the suits of armor are like sitting in here. You know, pick a location. But this is where the armor is. This is where the mirror is. This is where the butler came and opened these doors to let you go in there.
Right.
And then he got a hold of the maid. She went upstairs.
Okay.
And then he left and went through this door.
Okay.
But we're all being held right here.
Yeah.
You're technically standing here.
Okay.
You've been offered the opportunity to go in there if you would like to rest.
I know there's some snacks in there.
When we're walking past the mirror, do we notice anything different about it, or is it just a mirror?
You look like
It
a
appears
normal
like
human.
a really huge plate glass mirror.
So it's not
Probably
like
larger.
I'm walking this way, my reflection is walking this way.
No, it's nothing kooky like that.
Okay.
No fun house.
Oh,
Like,
and
I was
for
just
your
making sure
information,
before anything.
remember what you saw this room, because you came around this corner, and these are the two bedrooms you looked in.
Okay.
So
That's what they were.
when he was talking about this room, this is the room you know had sausages in it. It has all
Meats room.
it had all the boar's heads and crazy stuff, and the leather chairs and couches. And then these are the two
I know, that's what I
bedrooms.
How many?
And then they let you, if you want to, you can go in there.
Like,
How
I look
many
at it and my eyes are
floors
black in
is
the-
this?
Yeah, two
building?
stories. It appears to
Only
be
if
two
it's
stories.
huge.
Okay.
Plus whatever that kind of
Just
under
hang on a wall,
basement
could be a double mirror.
thing you kind of walked up past.
Okay.
Could be.
The camera's wigging again.
Oh no.
So the mirror, is it taking up a good chunk of the wall like that it's on?
that better?
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
okay.
Like it would be like a mirror you'd put over the back of your couch.
Can you X-ray it?
It's
That's
like
what I was gonna do.
it's like
I mean,
5 feet wide. and
but it's
3 feet
on.
high.
Is it? But it is on.
Our
a wall.
question
Yeah,
is
probably.
thinking it's a double mirror
Yeah.
on a wall. is all.
Okay.
That's what he's trying to get to.
Yeah.
It appears to be a mirror.
Okay.
It's just a big. Your perception is it's a big plate mirror.
Okay.
It's Discord. We can skip it.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
So then we'll go to blue room. I'm gonna watch my reflection as I start walking that way though, just to make sure it doesn't do anything.
It
funny.
doesn't do anything weird.
Okay.
So as you go in here, you notice that the
I don't
the
trust it.
roof it's a, I don't know how you can
Just
what you call it, but the roof of the first floor holding up the second floor is made of these giant wood beams. You know, these like 12-inch square beams. They're just ridiculously huge. And you can see that in this room that they've obviously burned a lot of fires in the hearth. There's a fire going now because there's like this black, you can tell there's like kind of a black soot tinge to the ceiling and kind of to the, it doesn't look burned, but it looks like that soot because you can look at one end near the near the fireplace, and it's very black. And as you go back this way, you can see it turns more into a dark brown, like a wood color you would expect. So it's like they burn a lot of fires in here. It's very black.
But the whole room, it's like, okay.
It's very large. There's little small tables and chairs. There is a large wardrobe, and in one on one side, right. Where are we? Hold on, I gotta look at this so I can see where I'm at. So yeah, this corner. Okay, so if you're looking at the pictures, it's just pretty. So there's a table here. There's chairs. There's some chairs around the outside. Right here is a big suit of armor. Another suit of armor. And there's another fireplace right here that's burning. Right. So you had this fireplace burning. You have that fireplace burning.
So, you said that this is a carpet, big carpet right here?
Yeah. It's a big.
And there's nobody
carpet
around right now? Like, just us, right?
Yeah, you're just in there.
Okay.
So there's this in the corner. There's a big suit of kind of a dull black armor.
Mm-hmm.
It looks different because the other ones are green. This one's black, and this one is. You should say it's more ornate, right? Like there's no colors to it. It's not like gold trim or anything. It's very black, but there's almost like there's horns kind of coming out the helmet.
Okay.
There is, the helm eyepieces. Like where the face is more intricate, and it's holding a ridiculously big sword.
Is there
you can see it's
any? Do I see any?
And then, I'm just saying. And then there's a large tapestry on one wall, and it shows. And you can walk up to it because it's not behind anything. It's just covering one wall. It's this giant tapestry, and it looks like 3 dogs kind of bringing down a white boar, and it has kind of a strange shimmer when you look at it. It's kind of got a weird, like the light kind of shimmers on it. Funny.
Is there any kind
That's
of
what you see.
emblem or anything distinct on the armor?
Roll history.
I'm rolling really bad.
Is not metal stone if someone was cunning enough?
No. What'd you say?
Oh, I got a 1.
I got a 1. No, it doesn't look anything. It looks.
Okay.
It looks, other than the physical designs, like
Right.
some of the helm cutout is kind of an interesting shape.
Right.
Just the face helm. Like I said, it kind of almost has like horns off of it. Other than that, it looks like it might just be a suit of dress armor. You're not really. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It's just this is black.
Right.
Those other ones were green.
Right. I'm
But
gonna.
it doesn't look like it's any better taken care of. I mean, it's just.
I'm gonna walk over to the edge of the carpet and really quickly just kind of lift up some of the carpet and look under the floor and see if there's anything distinct about the floor.
Okay.
Roll initiative. You get wrapped in a rug.
And the rug. That's fine.
I'm checking to see if there's any kind of trap door, anything interest
Roll investigation.
for being there.
All right.
I got an 8.
No, it seems like it's just a plain floor to you.
Okay.
There's nothing that catches your eye that says that there would be anything awkward about anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a sit, and I'm gonna start reading my dragon book. But I want to put it behind a normal reading novel, so that way they don't know that I'm trying to learn Draconic while I'm sitting in their study.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you find books. You find little books that easily you can kind of double up and sit there and read the first couple of pages.
Because I want to pretend like we own the place.
There you go.
I'm waiting for someone. I'll grab a piece of cheese.
Okay.
Is it smoked?
There's actually no cheese here yet.
Damn it!
But,
Hold on.
Sausage.
but that was the thing that was happening. That's why I keep trying to get to it. So a few minutes later, there's a man comes through. He comes through and he's like, "Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. My name is Angrath. Here I brought you some refreshments." And he sits down a silver tray, and it's got what appears to be kind of a warm tea, coffee beverage of some kind, with some. He does have some sliced sausage, like a summer sausage, and some. We'd call them crackers, but they're kind of just a real kind of a dry bread, and some cheese. So yes, there are now refreshments if you would like to refresh
My
yourself.
favorite thing. I love cheese.
Well, you're in luck. We smoke our own cheeses on site in the smokehouse.
Do not say. Bring me all the cheese.
He's like, well, we gotta.
I don't think you heard what I said. I said, bring me all the No.
And so he's like, thank you very much, and he kind of steps out. You can tell by his
Hold on, percentile
his
dice.
clothing
How
that
good is this cheese?
he's more of an outdoor worker
30.
as opposed to a house staff generally. He's not dirty, but his clothes seem to be more like he would be outside more of the time than he would be inside more of the time. Okay. Anything else? We're looking around.
I'm just paying Sumi 1 gold for his troubles. Because he broke the mirror.
Oh. Black adventuring cause damage to stained property.
Had to pay the man.
Right.
No, I'm just read my book and eat some cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
About
Anybody else?
I'm not eating anything. I'm drinking anything.
anybody else?
I'm looking for a beer.
There's no beer. He didn't bring you any beer.
Any wine with the cheese?
I'm good. I'm
Nope,
just gonna.
It's just like all
I will
tea,
just.
coffee-ish kind of thing.
I'll just relax.
It is morning.
Sit.
Let's get drunk in the morning. Like, okay. So, a little later, you all hear, as you're sitting there, you can kind of hear some conversation outside the house, or I mean, outside the room that you're in. You can tell that. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
You can tell that there are other. There's more people than you and just the 2 or 3 people you've met. You start hearing other voices that you're not familiar with. You can't really pick up exactly what they're saying, but you can hear other voices. You can hear doors opening and closing to the building. People starting to, move around a little more. And a few minutes maybe after that, so maybe 15 minutes later, Arlanga comes down and she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. The lady of the house is meeting with her advisors upstairs. I don't know the exact amount of time she's going to take before she finishes that, but feel free to make yourselves at home, and if you want to head upstairs, feel free. No problem."
I mean, she's meeting with the advisors upstairs.
It is the first time here we were sent. Would you kindly show us around?
Oh, sure. Yes. Just a minute. And she leaves for a minute, and you can hear her telling somebody that they need to go take care of duty X and duty Y. Hey, I need you to go
Cover
take
my
care of these
shift.
things. Basically, she's getting somebody else lined out so that she can walk you around.
When you come back, I want to say, would you kindly please tell me what the lady of the house's name is, so if I happen to see her, I will know how to properly address her.
Oh, she goes, yes, it is, hold on, it is, I wrote it down, Lady Arendelle.
Okay.
It's Erondale.
Those elves always have weird names.
They do? It's Lady Arendelle. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
She sounds like an elf.
Arendelle.
So basically she comes back, and I'm going to have to scroll through a bunch of stuff because all the numbers are out of order. So she just basically, hold on. she just opens this room really quickly. She goes, this is the bath. If anyone needs to be cleaned up, we can bring in hot water, give you a hot bath right here. And she closes the door and she opens this and she goes, there's not much to see here. This is just the linen closet. This is where we keep all of the furnishings amongst cleaning as we re-prepare for things as visitors come and go. This is where we keep our things. She goes, beyond that is just a back hall, the back hall for the staff. And then she walks you back around this direction, right? And then as she comes in here, oh no, she's going to take you in here first. So she takes you into that room, which is what you've technically already seen. She goes, this is the White Stag Parlor. And what you can see is that, again, there's a large fireplace. It's the leather chairs. There's more food. There's candles. Now that you're close, and she introduced us, and yes, here's one of our magnificent tapestries. You may have noticed the other one in the other room. We're mad about tapestries, or Lady Arundel is mad about tapestries. They're all over the place. Here's another one. This one's even maybe more magnificent. And she kind of shows it to you and describes that there is this big white stag that's standing above this giant valley. In the air, there's a pair of green dragons overhead, and there's smaller deer and boar and hedgehogs hiding in the leaves and the trees. You can see them. In this is a magnificent tapestry. You know, it's a very vivid image. The walls each have a trophy or two. There's a couple of mountain goat heads. There's a 10-point elk head. So a big racked elk. She got a great big rock.
Huge tracts of land.
She got great big tracts of land. There is an eagle's head.
Look at the horns on that one.
There's a big eagle's head. Below it, they've cut the claws off of it and kind of mounted them below, so it almost looks like it's coming screeching through the wall, you know, almost to get you.
I wish we could see the other side, and it's just like the
there's
tips of the wings.
Yeah, like, I got stuck. There's appears to be a metal, like a hammered metal bull's head. Somebody's like hammered a sculpture of a bull's head. There's a griffin head and four claws, which is definitely an interesting thing to see. There's a boar's head, and this boar's head is white. It's a white boar, and it's got tusks that are like 9 inches long. They look almost like they could be used as daggers. That's like, she's like, so she showed that this is this room, you know.
Okay.
She leaves that room and moves you, you come up through this hallway. There's an outer hallway. She goes, each of these are guest rooms for individuals. People are spending over the night. There's some other beds upstairs so that we can have room for people.
Yes.
Yes. And then
Can't wait till you get to it, dude.
she basically opens this up and she says, this is the kitchen. This area is the kitchen. And she said, and on the far side of the kitchen is the pantry. What?
This. I mean, we're having our own little giggle fest over
okay.
here. Joe just spent he's adjusting his camera like this because it's.
I can't hear him.
That's because he hasn't said anything. Oh, there it is.
He's talking.
I fixed my camera, but I had to lean forward and do it, and it made me feel like one of those old guys that takes a selfie and it's just like under his chin and like.
Oh, so all the video's all dorked now.
Yeah, it's
Why
just.
is that?
I don't know. But I was.
See,
I didn't want to
but
mess
see
with
how
it.
I moved it all over? So
Yeah, this looks
didn't
real
block
good.
Everybody?
Yeah, no, it looks real good. It's
So
just
I almost
supposed
did
to.
it.
No, you did.
Well, at the
You-
break,
you
at the
did
break,
great.
I'll play with it a little bit.
Oh yeah, well. I'll play with yours. You play with mine. It'll be a great time.
No.
Oh.
So she goes, and that's the first floor. Would you like to see upstairs?
Of course.
Would love
Yes,
to.
please.
Okay. So
Do we want to?
I don't know. Do you want to?
Should
Yes.
we?
Do you want to?
Do you really want to
Do
hurt
you
me?
want to? So she takes you back up, and you go up the stairs. And as you go upstairs, you get to the top of the stairs. There's a balcony that rings all the way around that you can look down into the first floor. Right? Does that make sense? Come up the stairs, and there's this balcony you can look down into the center. Does that make sense? All right. So as you come up the stairs, we'll just start there and hold on a second. Da, da, da. So as she opens it up, she goes, "This is the trophy room." And if you thought that there were a lot of heads on the walls before, it is shamed in this room. There is nothing but animal heads. They just
Any elephants yet?
So they're not a member of people.
no. I mean, there's a 14-point deer, mountain goats, a bear, a couple of wolves, and there's some animal that I don't know what it is, but there's a head of whatever that is. And there's a couple of banners that are kind of hanging from the ceiling that are kind of tattered. They haven't been taken care of. But there's a couple. So there's some chairs and some small braziers that you could light some small fires in.
Or find it familiar.
Yeah, if you needed to pass by familiar for an hour, definitely. You definitely could do that.
You're an old man. You might need to warm your hands.
Yeah.
For an
I'll
hour.
do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I'll do
she's so there's that, and then she kind of walks back.
For an hour.
These are other guest rooms.
What else are we doing?
So these are guest rooms. She goes, "This is the bedroom of our mistress," and she just doesn't open it,
Right.
and she walks right back around. And then as she comes back around this way, she says, "And this is her mistress's office," and she just leaves it closed. And then she said, "And this is our quarters, where she and some of the other people sleep." And then the next room, I've already forgotten what those
It looks
are.
like a bath.
I forget which ones they are. Hold on, that's there's so many freaking rooms in here.
Not as many as the castle.
That's for sure.
Why can't I find what I need? Oh yes, so there's another bath. This is where this is another bath where we do our linens. And then this corner room is she's like, "This is where we keep weapons if we need to go out on the hunt." And so there's and she goes, "We don't usually go in here because the roof is kind of a mess. There's a hole in the roof, so it's always dirty in here, and it rains in here, and we have to constantly clean and take out
Sounds
stuff."
like you should get that fixed.
So she kind of opens it up, and you can tell the roof's in disarray. There's like holes in the roof, and
You're referencing this room?
I mean it's big enough you could crawl through. I mean
Holy.
it's a hole in the roof. They're like, "Yeah, there was an issue, and we haven't gotten that fixed yet."
Oh, what was the issue?
There are peritons that are on the roof. There's a periton roost.
It's
and-
actually a terryton. You don't pronounce the P.
It's
It's a pterodactyl.
It's a pterodactyl.
It's an Eriton roof.
I totally just heard
It's an
that.
Eriton roof. Yeah. So she's like,
I was listening. I heard that.
she's like, there's a periton roost up on the roof that normally is maintained, but there was an incident and there was a large animal, and we don't really need to go there. But the roof is damaged, it hasn't been repaired yet. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. And she seems really
That's funny.
like apologetic about that room not being
Oh,
in
right.
proper
That's
shape.
Yeah.
But as you're in there, you can see like there's weapons, but they're rusty and stuff because they've
Well,
been
yeah,
out
they've been rained
in
on.
the evidence. You know, what I mean, they're just kind of.
I would offer to clean it, but I feel like that would make us not feel like we're supposed to be here and that we're here to help.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, just a cursory look says that there's there's stuff in here. And of course, she's not really giving you a lot of time to look around. She's just kind of like, closes the door. And then she's like, so I'm not sure when the lady will be ready to see you, but do feel free to make yourselves at home if you'd like to sit in the trophy room or go back downstairs.
Where's the outhouse? That cheese has gotten to me.
There's an outhouse out back. And so she kind of basically says, if you go back through the kitchen, if you go back down through the kitchen, there's a door to the outside. And you can make yourself comfortable. She goes, if the guards are around, if somebody isn't familiar with you, just tell them that Arlinga sent you.
Okay.
They'll understand.
Thank you.
Until they've been introduced.
Yes. I'll be back in exactly 11 minutes.
I didn't know where that was coming from. That's cool.
Now you know what I'm doing?
Now I do.
I'm
So
making
as
an
you-
invisible turd.
Right. So as you are leaving.
It's gonna take an hour to all dump.
Yeah. As you're leaving, let's see.
Pretend like you fell asleep.
As you all are kind of headed back this way, right? This door opens right here, and an older gentleman walks out.
Your time to
And he
shine.
says,
Thanks.
kind of walks out, and he's got kind of a little bit of a pooch belly. He looks like he's about maybe 60 years old, but he's kind of
That's nothing.
he's kind of worn. You know what I mean? He looks like he's been around the block. He looks like he's fought and he's been around, and he's like, "Oh, more visitors. I'd like to meet you. I'm Wezik."
Colonel Mustard?
And he kind of sticks out his hand. "I'm Wezik. I was just taking a nap." You're not there.
Okay. I was like, I'm Zeneric, and I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. He's like,
And then I'm just gonna walk away, like, that's it, like, I'm Zeneric, and just walk away from him.
okay.
I'm on a mission.
And
I must poop.
who might you all other be?
Zadova.
Very nice to meet you. You
I'm-
are Langlass?
I am Pandora.
Ah, very nice, very nice. You're a pretty one, aren't ya?
I told you, it's your time to shine! Just show him a
Oh.
little.
Who's this
Thanks.
funny-looking guy?
I'm Ollie.
Good to meet you.
And now
Little.
he's Irish.
Nice to meet you, Captain Jack.
I know, he's all over this.
He's all over-
This accent's crazy. We're not going with it.
Do we
I'm just
smell
gonna call him-
alcohol, or is it just the nap wear off?
All the battles are still with him.
And then he kind of looks at you, Thylak, and says, "Ah, another man who's seen a few days. Good to meet you. I'm Vizik."
Have you
I'm
You are-
Twi'lek. Nice to meet someone besides these young whippersnappers.
I know. The young ones just don't get it all the time, do they? They like to pretend.
They
they're
try.
good. They try. So, have you been shown around? How long are you here for?
We have.
Yes. Arlinga has given us a little bit of a tour.
Very good. We want to make sure our guests are well taken care of. The Lady Arendelle doesn't want to leave anyone unspoiled. So, how long are you here?
Just long
Don't
enough.
look at me. 11 minutes, that's how long I'm...
You're not here.
Until we get our next quest.
Immediately you see a yellow exclamation point appears before it.
Good.
No, No, we were sent here. We're supposed to help some friends out. So we were sent here from the castle.
By Resmir.
Ah. So you're part of that group, are you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well.
So you could say that.
Well,
Or you can't.
Or you can't.
Or you can't. Off with this head. You can't say it anymore.
Well, I'll go tell the lady you're here. 1 minute. And so he just leaves you standing right on the balcony.
Okay.
And he walks straight into, this upstairs 4 room, right, that far
Right here.
corner. And about, well, I don't know,
I think we goofed.
60 seconds later,
To tell her that
he
Resmir? I don't think you're supposed to mention that.
he comes back and he's like, "Go on in." So,
All right.
are you walking in?
So
No,
we
we're
come on
waiting
in.
on our friend here. Our friends. He'll be right back.
Oh, I'll find him. He's just out.
He's a
taking
fast
dump.
pooper. You might not find him.
You can only poop in one spot, son. I'll find him.
As far as you know, I just do that.
He's like
flying around.
standing outside. He's like just copping a squat somewhere.
There's
on
a
the
hole up there. I sprouted wings. I'm taking a dump in the roof.
You're doing
You
an
hear
upper
this,
decker
like-
on the house. Not even on the
It's like splat on the house, like in different spots.
All of a sudden, he mounts a chimney. It's like this burning stink.
I'm on top of the outhouse. That's how we do it in Celestial Plane.
That's how I used to do it. We poop from on high.
It
It's almost like it doesn't even touch the ground.
It just floats and hovers.
Yeah.
It like hovers. Oh golly.
Well, yeah, we're just waiting on a friend, if you don't mind. Unless she needs to see us that urgently.
Well, I've introduced you. I've announced you, and we don't want to keep the lady waiting.
Okay.
Do come.
All right.
Okay.
Do come. So, the 4 of you are entered into the room, and
The one of me is not.
it looks like a very nice room. It's filled with furniture. Looks like you could do anything in here. Kind of a quasi office.
Just saying, there's a lot of room for activities.
War council
That's
room.
what
There's
I
a
was
table in the
literally
middle.
thinking.
There are
So much room.
3 men in the room with her. They're all wearing scale mail armor. They all are carrying swords. There's another woman who appears to be wearing white robes over white scale mail, and she's holding a wand in her hand that has a blue gemstone in the end of it.
Okay.
And she says, "Welcome! I consider you my guests. Perhaps we can do some business."
Indeed.
Do sit. She offers you chairs that are seated around. She's kind of at one end of a table, and there are, but she's not like up at the end of the table, right? Like formally. So she's not in this position at the table. There is a table, but it doesn't appear that most people sit next to it, but stand next to it, because the chairs and couches are kind of pushed out from it. Does that make sense? So she's sitting at what would be toward the head of the table, but she's on kind of more like a love seat type chair, right? She's on a big thing. She's sitting down, and she greets you in that way. Do come in. Let's
Can I make
sit down.
an insight check to feel the tension in the room?
Absolutely. Roll insight.
Oh, bombed it.
Okay.
Portent dice.
Ollie, I need you to roll history.
It's not worth the portent dice.
How dare you?
Why would you take that? Good.
We need to get like more of those.
Oh, it's not been doing good for
Have
me.
2 right.
What am I
I
rolling?
don't want to spend my
History.
dice when a day for us lasts like 72 hours.
A 9.
A 9. Okay.
Can I roll from
I'm only getting like 3s on
I
it.
got a 10 with that one.
Okay.
Still no. Okay, let's try.
No, I just. That's all. That's all.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have liked to check the insight. Like I didn't realize I was insight, but I would have. I was thinking actually the same thing whenever he said that.
No, that's
I
fine.
would've
I will
liked
let
to-
you. I will let you roll for that. I had you roll her history for something else.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
was for
that's
me.
that's something I would have.
I had you roll
Lorraine's-
history
Lorraine's
for me.
butthurt about it. Oh, you get them to roll for
No,
it?
No, that's
You all can
I
roll
bet-
insight.
that's
Everybody
something I
roll
would have.
insight. See
No,
what
that's
you
just
figure
something
out.
I would have liked to.
That's fine. It's not a problem. Because you are walking into a
13.
room with
That's
lots of
fine
light.
now.
How do I feel about the
14?
else?
I had 13.
You have a splinter in your left cheek. What did you get?
13.
20.
20 insights.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a +3.
That's fine. And
13.
13.
I'm an insightful
Okay,
elephant.
so for your 13s, you can tell that there's some tension in the room, but you don't directly pick it up as danger per se. But there's definitely tension. You can tell that there's. It's like the question of the unknown, right?
Okay.
So you,
Is
you
it
could-
more
you could
tension like
feel their
nervous
unease.
versus hostile?
What I'm saying is they don't pick up any hostility, right? They're just
Okay.
saying
For
it's
the
nervous.
13.
Right, right. I'm
The
just
13s.
trying to.
For the 20, your perspective is that everything is wary. They don't appear that they're directly hostile, but you do pick up that. I think if I
Like said
Drew
the
a
wrong
sword?
things or they're ready.
if I like drew a sword, yeah, I'm not getting the jump on them. Like
Right.
you totally get that they're not 100% trusting. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like they're gonna feel you out. Like you
Okay.
know you're being felt out. Like I need to know if where we're
So based on that, I would just tell the group, "Come on, guys, let's just sit down. Let's listen to what she has to say."
at. Okay.
Would her
Halberd.
garb and like her, what is it, a staff with the blue stone on it?
Mm-hmm.
Would I have known like where that may have been from, or if she seems familiar?
I don't think that you would see her as super familiar.
I'm curious what tickled
I'm
his
not
face.
saying that she's
what
not
you
because I haven't
said.
read your backstory recently, but I
Okay.
was not. I don't think that you have a direct interaction with her in the past.
Okay.
I don't think that. If I'm wrong later on, I sincerely apologize.
Okay. Just
But I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to
You're
lie.
fine.
I don't think that that she's part of any of your past or anything like that.
Can't put the DM in a box.
So I don't think that. I don't
I
think
feel like the DM is concealing things from us.
It's like he wants us to not know all the answers and to figure them out.
So she stands up and she's like,
Crotch shot.
you know, so she stands up.
I'm just letting you know. It's
know.
just gonna be a crotch.
I know. It's brief. You'll get over it.
Ah, briefs. Not Pfizer's.
So she stands up and she starts to move slightly, but she doesn't. She doesn't move in a way that is like. What would you call that? She's not being aggressive, right? She's being expressive, right? So she kind of starts moving her hands. She goes. Let me introduce myself. My name is Talus Arondale. I assume you all work with the cult. That's why you're here. She kind of looks around and looks. She's expecting some kind of input. So is there a yes nod, a no nod?
No, we're just kind of just blank stared at her.
Like, well, you're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss
We
Arendelle,
have
can I ask you a
one that's
question?
working with the cult. What about the rest of you?
Can I ask you a question?
Got a kinda maybe? Yes.
What kind of dealings have you had in the past with this cult?
Well, that depends. So, what is your loyalty to the cult? She gives you a little wry smile. Abort!
I'm gonna tell her.
Abort! Panic button! Panic button! No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna tell her. What are the proper words for this?
Let me know when my time is up. I want to do something. And it starts with the bathroom.
My loyalty is to those who help me get to my next step.
Well,
I'm a cultist.
yeah, spoken like a true person after their own interest. Although, I don't know if I believe you. She said, you remind me of someone I used to know. And then she looks over at you, Pandora, and she goes, and what about you? Where do your loyalties lie?
With my comrades here.
Ah, well spoken. Well spoken. Love the ones you're with, right?
Yes.
I can see that. Well, it's good to have you here. Obviously, you all are seasoned. You look like you've been around. You know how to handle
Rosemary,
yourselves.
thyme.
What?
Rosemary, thyme, lemon pepper. We're all seasoned.
Well seasoned.
Said, you don't look like the usual cultist rebel that are around here. So,
Would you like proof?
if I
I'll kill him, man.
if I were
I'm
to
gonna stand up and pull off my overcloak and show her my shirt that says I'm not attracted. This is what I think.
okay,
And I will
She
sit back
smiles.
down.
Question.
and she
Where's
goes,
your patch
goes,
of what's his
and
face?
It's all underneath that.
Okay.
Deep underneath
"Oh, I was gonna say, she notices that you got
that. Well,
some stuff on there."
technically it'd be collared
like-
if she perceives it, if she notices that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I'm
not-
thinking.
I-
How
I
well do you
noticed
have
that.
it hidden? Roll stealth. Or just wait to see how bad Dave does.
Yeah, I mean that's not for me to. I wasn't showing her that, so it's not
You
like I
weren't
was trying to hide
intentionally
it.
showing her that.
Just
Right.
one of these, like, just kidding, Twitch.
Right. So my infused splint mail wasn't necessarily my goal to be shown, but if it is, oh well. Like,
And so she's like, "Oh, I see where your loyalties are. I like your scale armor you have."
I'm just gonna turn a little bit of red and like tuck it in and be like, yeah, not everybody knows about that.
So I have an inkling. I would bet that you may have ulterior motives.
To what?
We're fucked.
In fact, oh, here's what she looks like, by the way. This is her.
I start rolling up my sleeves.
May I
That's what she
may
looks
I
like.
interject?
This way, Dave. A little further.
Here, I got you.
Yeah.
So that way you can.
Or up.
Oh, she's
Oh.
gonna hurt.
Okay. And she goes, I feel like you may have mixed loyalties, and
We did hire him as a mercenary
okay.
without knowing. Well, Resmir hired him as a mercenary to help with the heavy lifting. You can see he's fairly large.
Story. Our
So-
story sucks.
Well, Resmir's a son of a bitch.
Which may explain.
She just keeps looking back at you, and she gives you these looks of almost like she's looking inside of you, like she's looking more.
She's
Like she tries to look deeper in you. She is really
Like she's
analyzing
trying to
you.
figure me out.
She's really.
Roll
So
deception.
while she's looking at the others, right? So just for a perception time, like you notice that she's looking at you
This is my
Yeah.
trunk.
Yeah. I get a happy. Just pointing right at her. I'm so sorry about that. Trying to.
I can't keep my
I
drink.
can't control it all the time. It doesn't. So.
I like a woman in charge.
And so, she's looking at you about 3 to 4 times more in time.
Oh, I like
So
these
you-
percentages.
So you pick that up as she's talking to you.
You just look really fast to her.
She goes, you know, Resmir has not treated me well. I've certainly been disrespected by him and others in the cult, and I suspect that perhaps you may have been mistreated as well. Or maybe you're not in this for fanaticism. Am I right?
I'm just gonna be like, yep. You sure are.
And you, old man? What are you in it for?
Spells. Lots of spells.
And your time is up.
I'll let you know what I do here in a second.
Well, right now I'm in it for those beside me.
Okay.
But who knows what the future brings?
I could tell you purple's not our choice of color.
Spoken like a true politician.
That's funny. I have no charisma.
Okay, you don't have to roll. You're good.
Nope, you're good.
Is it my turn?
Where's our bard?
Whenever you want to talk.
Okay.
You
Well,
can-
no. I need to know from whence I start. Like, once I'm done with my ritual.
As soon as you want to be done, you're
Okay.
clear to be done. She's having a conversation, so you may now break in.
Okay, so
Insert
I'm out in the
yourself.
outhouse, right?
Uh-huh.
Where there were guards out there, right? That were walking around or
There's a
whatever.
walk around, yeah.
Someone. I want to thaumaturgy the door off this thing and just blow it off the hinges.
You can blow that house up.
Yeah, and just
Okay.
be like, woo! That is good one. You should not, leave behind a minor illusion and just walk straight inside.
And you see the
Bring my dude
you
with
see
me.
you see one of the trolls go. It's the other troll like, and they both you see them both kind of look at each other with this gross face, and you realize that they're trolls. You gross out trolls.
They don't even know what to
Pretty
think, and
gnarly.
there's
But they don't even know what to think of that. They're like blew the doors off the outhouse. Yeah, they don't know how to handle it.
I will walk through the kitchen.
As you walk through the kitchen,
I'm grabbing a platter of cheese.
okay, you can grab your cheese, and the butler comes in and goes, "Yes, they're meeting with the lady. They're already started. Feel free to take that with you. They're upstairs on your left."
Do you have anyone you do not like that is made? Because I just tore the place up. It needs attention. Just saying. But
You
it's gonna
see-
be like perfectly fine when he goes out.
And you see him go, "Oh," you know, he has this contempt. You see, he gets so the butler gets this complete contempt, but he's trying to be all hoity-toity and straight. And he's like, "Very good, sir. It shall be maintained."
The door needs to be bolted back on, really.
Low
And then I'm just gonna
five.
walk away.
Thank you for the information, sir. Happy to be of service. And as you walk away, you hear him start grumbling under his breath and like stomping off to go find somebody.
Perfect. Hey,
Okay.
I'm making myself at home. So I'm just gonna walk upstairs with my huge ass
Okay.
platter of cheese and just
Okay.
walk in. And as
So
soon
you
as
walk
I
in.
get, before I can get to the door, because they're where? Here?
We
No,
are.
we're this room. The
Yes.
door is open, yes?
Yes,
Here?
and you're walking up these. You're walking up
Here.
these stairs in that direction.
Okay, so at some point on these stairs, can I see any of my comrades in there?
No, because the door will be closed behind him.
The door's closed behind them. Okay. I'm gonna thaumaturgy that door open. Not really. That would be. We're not gonna do that one, but it would be great. All right, walk, and I will Open it up.
Ah, yes. Your fifth companion. I rest your time in the loo was comfortable.
You have great outhouse. Let me tell you something. And as I'm doing this, I'm also gonna shoot a message to him saying, "What's going on?" I had pleasant time. I am just refilling now. It
You
is
see her
great
go.
To
cheese.
him who?
Do what?
I hope you enjoy
To him who?
I'm to Ollie because that's the first person I would hit up
So, she,
Okay, cool.
on the situation.
I'm glad you're enjoying our foods. Glad they meet with your expectations.
So I'll just say back.
So,
She's trying to figure
where
out.
do your loyalties lie?
I'm buying time till he answers before she asks it. Be like, they said you smoke your own cheese here? While I'm waiting
Yes.
for him to.
Yes, we have cheese imported, and we smoke it here on site. And then our hunter, perhaps you've met him. He brings in fresh game every few days. Keeps our pantry stocked, and then of course stuff comes from local towns, particularly Parnast. Usually once a week we get additional provisions.
So I'll tell you that they seem to be on edge, potentially ready to fight, but they're trying to find if we're in the cult, and they don't like Rezmir.
I'm just gonna finish the last piece of cheese on the plate and then just set it down, just right in the middle of the door, and just go get a seat. Like I own the place, just like walk over and be like, "This is great place. I love it here."
I am so glad. I'm glad to have guests. You are welcome as my guests.
This is great.
And then you see her, she reaches over to she's up, she's moving around, she goes and grabs a little bell and kind of tinkles a bell. And this,
I'm gonna have my invisible servant just grab it and start carrying it out, and say, just set it next to the stairs and then come back to me.
so the food's just going to pick up and move
The
over
tray,
there.
there is no food left on this.
Okay, so the empty tray is just going to move around and then
Yeah, I'll be
sit
like,
down.
"It is okay. I got it."
Thank you.
We are here to serve.
Interesting. Interesting. So back to where we were, discussing loyalties. There is no love lost between me and Rezmir. He has passed me over more than once.
I did not like the guy when we were in castle. He was real horse's ass, as you would say, no?
That's one way to say it.
You don't like either?
No. You see, we have different opinions on what the Cult of the Dragon should be working on. We have different perspectives and different goals, and he has given what should have been my rightful rank to someone else, and has stuck me here ferrying goods between one place and another.
Who did he give the rank to?
That would be, hold on. There's so
It's okay, that's why we have Loran.
Mm-hmm.
many
You want us to kill him for you?
There's a dwarf named Varum. He's one of the Worm speakers at, Rezmir. You know, Rezmir is the black Worm speaker, and Varum is the white. Should be me. But
Worms?
that's
Speaker?
Mm-hmm.
Like WORM?
WYRM.
The P is silent.
Worm.
Ah. That's what it was.
Worm like wyvern.
Okay.
Worm.
Have
She
you ever
says,
heard of
So you served the cultist before? Do you serve now?
Well, I've worshipped dragons. I have a certain reverence and respect for their majesty and their beauty. Have you ever seen a white dragon?
I have not.
They're
I've studied him.
amazing creatures. No one respects them like I do, which is why this Verum is just a scourge. He should
Why do you like the
never-
white dragons?
Verum's just a scourge.
That's what she just said.
Verum is the
Verum
dwarf
White.
Dwarf.
He's the
Okay.
dwarf that
for the black
has her title
worms.
right now.
Worms,
What she
worms.
thinks should be her title.
Ah.
She just says, you know, they're one of the oldest dragon breeds. They're more pure. They're less prideful.
Less than the one that Resmir's after?
What do you mean?
He serves a black dragon, is that correct?
Yes. Oh, yes. Black dragons are greedy. Well, all dragons are greedy, I suppose. But, you know, at least that's every dragon I've been around. They've all been greedy. They all have some level of bad attitude. But the white ones seem to be wiser, a little less quick-tempered. But they're amazing specimens. They're certainly beautiful. Of course, if you see one soaring over a mountaintop, the snow, just nothing better. She just keeps looking at you. Are you sure that I don't know you?
I don't think so.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
I found him off in Desert Plain. You would never know him. It is crazy how far away.
What makes you think you know me? What stands out?
Well, you see her get a smile. She goes, I knew a Lox when I was younger.
He just bolted everything closed and she could never get in.
What?
What was her name again?
Talus Arendelle.
Talladega Nights.
We rename all your characters!
I like it.
I did not put two and two together.
Talladega Nights. I love it. That's the best one.
Yeah.
Because Born Gay was fine.
Yeah, but you couldn't. Yeah.
But Talladega Nights, that's good. So she says,
We're gonna
what I
pray to
would
the
really
infant
like
baby
you
Jesus.
to do is, if you do something for me, I might be able to help you.
He's great with trunk.
I bet he is.
Talus, when was the last time you thought you saw me?
Oh, I don't know. Be a number of years ago. We were younger. Well, the Lux I knew. You see her kind of, her eyes.
I'm just gonna smile at her because I know exactly who she is now.
Were they thread?
Dread.
Dreadlocks.
Dreadlocks? You had your one.
So she says, what I'd really like to do is I would love to see you take down Resmir. She goes, you know,
You're just him.
if he were to fail at what he's doing right now, then I could rise and take up my rightful place.
Would this be out of vengeance? Because I know a great person if it's out of vengeance.
It would be for my vengeance.
Because he's a vengeance paladin.
I want vengeance.
I'm gonna speak to her in Draconic and say, did you hear of the attack on the castle?
Hold on a second. Let me see if she understands Draconic.
Great.
She does.
Summon a demon right now.
No, I was just making sure. I just wanted to make sure that she
Okay.
would understand. Lots of
Yes.
people for me to keep track of. So
Dave, that's
So you're
missing
saying-
from my
Did
stuff.
you hear of the attack on the castle?
Probably in a different area.
It's
um,
missing.
On your drive
Which
part?
castle? So
My bonds, my back.
Right, it's probably not on that,
Something like
so
that.
that way we don't know about it. Because if we were to look
Are you
at
talking
your
about the same
character
place
sheet,
you
we
just
would
came
read
from?
Yeah.
Oh,
she
Did he
like,
remove it?
No,
Yes, there was an uprising from the Bullywogs. They drove many of the cultists away.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It was crazy time.
Oh.
Resmir left through the portal, as well as
They caught the place on fire and everything.
How long ago was this? Because the portal lands you here. I've not seen Resmir.
he came through this way not long ago. We came shortly after.
You see her, my facial expression, she's trying to figure out. Resmir hasn't been here.
He's also not within 1,000 meters of place.
I know where he's gone. Would you be interested in taking him down a few notches?
We do feel as if he abandoned us.
Abandon you? Why would he abandon?
He retreated as soon as the fighting started.
Well, that's like him. Self-preservation. Perhaps that's why, as I've seen you. They're interesting.
Aha!
Yes.
Do you know of Bale?
Do I know who?
Of Bale. Do you remember this?
I think so. That sounds familiar.
How long ago has it been since you've heard that name?
You used to call him Loxy? That is good news. I will call you Loxy from now on.
Hold on. Ooh, what was that?
My shin?
Oh, that's not what it sounded like from over here.
Yeah.
Would you
that's
rather
some
be
kind
one of these?
You're not in the outhouse.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah, thaumaturgy.
See that ventriloquism?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Golly.
Can I lean into him and ask him to send Talus a message for me?
You and I need to talk for just. You and I need a 30-second.
Convo.
See if I can move them. I don't know how you do these.
I think if you're just wanting to move them around, I think you just click on them.
Right,
Like a
but I
window.
don't know. They're locked right now, so I don't think he's gonna.
oh.
I can't do it right now.
I see.
Question.
Mhm.
What the hell are we doing? Are we siding with this person and trusting them? Like,
Well,
I would rather
For
not
now.
get murdered. So.
yeah. For now, it's kind of like we're just kind of pretending. We're gonna see where this leads. Hey, she might be able to lead us to exactly where he's at. And it sounds like that. So that's kind of my angle.
Or at least maybe she's
All right.
If we can't track him, then she would know where he went. That's
maybe she's
kind of
some
why I went the
oversight
direction.
on the grounds to like.
What?
right. I just don't know how to play it because, like, she's technically a cultist, but she doesn't like where the cult is at right now. She wants to know where
Right.
our allegiances are. Like,
I think she believes. After that, I think she believes because she's willing to trust us with going after Resmir. I think that, yeah. I mean, I think it kind of. That's my angle, at least, is trying to use her in a sense to get to Resmir. Since we know she doesn't like him.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I don't know which cannon it is because they're all listed.
Oh.
Oh, take that gold. Cheers. Whew. So come get some. How's your evening? We need to. I need to talk to Dave about stream as well and drop it just a little because we're dropping a bunch of frames.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I kind of did a little chest puff and showed a little power. Honestly, like normally I wouldn't like show off that kind of stuff, but I'm like,
Yeah.
they said seem things a little intense, so I
Well,
gotta-
that's also why I
'Cause that's
brought
what
up
Nope, I
the
get you.
castle,
Mhm.
because it's like
Okay.
Castle in the sky.
So you were mentioning Bale. Yes.
Great with hay.
He was leader of the Loxodon community. This is from. How old are you?
Carry the two. Around 200.
I'm just gonna message you. Holy shit, you're old.
She said.
Wait, how old am I?
So
How old are you?
She's an elf.
she's like about 185. So.
Talus,
What's your name?
I'm Ollie Finn.
Ollie?
Ollie.
After all these years? I haven't seen you in a century.
You're not the Talus from... You're not Talus.
I'm Talus. I'm little Talus. From all those years ago.
You know I can't believe this cult stuff. I'm not part of that. How would you even not know this by now?
But, well, I didn't know who you were. I mean, you looked familiar, but you're obviously older. Got a few extra wrinkles. You know,
My gray's
I
coming
can't-
out. I'm trying to hide it.
like, you can't fix it. Everybody gets older. She's like, so what are you
These
doing
are
here?
these are my friends. This is my group.
She turns around and she's like, guards, leave us. And everyone leaves the room. Except her and you all.
Roll initiative.
And roll it.
Got him.
Talus, these are my closest comrades.
Joey might
Zenric
be
here
muted.
was the one that I met traveling trying to find you.
You came to find me?
Way back when.
That's
This is little girl?
This is the little girl that we were searching for. This has been years.
Yes, we,
He almost died because of that.
that's so sweet. You're so sweet coming to see me. Well, yes.
What happened to you? We've been searching everywhere for you.
Well, the cult pays well. They let me do my dragon research. I do. I love white dragons. But I don't really agree with where the cult is trying to take things. And certainly I can't change their direction without being in leadership. And
Well, we've tried a
That's
couple
been-
of people back at the
that's
castle.
been...
So you've got
screwed
some
out as well.
positions opened up.
I don't need lower positions, hon. I like to be
We
on top.
murdered everyone.
Yeah.
The castle could be
Castle-
It's probably
Castle's,
gonna die now.
castle's yours, Talus.
You're
you
welcome.
want it? It's yours.
That cold, smelly castle is no. I like this house, assuming that I stay here. But it's time to move up.
Since we're now friends, I'm gonna be like, hold on. I'm gonna go to the door and I'm gonna grab her little bell and I'm gonna be like, ding ding ding, bring cheese, and then shut the door.
And she kind of laughs. She's like, all right. So, will you do it for me? Will you go take Resmir down a notch?
We're already planning on that.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Awesome. So,
But why have you been here? Like, everybody's been looking for you. Why have you not messaged anybody or let anybody know? And where are we? We went through the portal. Where is this?
oh, that's right. You wouldn't even know where you are. All right. She
Twist and
starts.
turn of events.
She starts flipping around and she starts pulling papers out, and she pulls out a map to try and tell you
Good thing I thought of that.
where
Shoot.
things are.
I think he's been trying to get you two for a long time.
It's only took him 5 times to say Talus for me to understand.
A talisman.
Okay. So she says, when you were at the castle, you were. She's like, where were you? like over here
point-
in the Sword Mountains,
to-
over by the Mirror of Dead Men.
Yes, that's
So
where we
she's
came
like,
from.
you were over here. She's like, yeah, you're not over there anymore.
Ollie, you should be like, this is where I picked up the scales. Like, point way down there.
And then she points. She's like, right now, we're over here.
Oh, wow.
She said the city of Parnast, or the town of Parnast, is about 5 to 8 miles away. Kind of down the mountain slopes a little bit. We're kind of near the top. But it's, 5, 8 miles away. You've traveled a long way. That's what the portals do. They move lots of equipment.
You said portals?
Mhm.
Plural.
Well, most of them aren't used anymore, and we don't even necessarily know how to open and use all of them, but did you notice
Are there more we can use? With that, like, to maneuver ourselves throughout this?
No, I mean, if she's like, she's just honest with you. She's like, I don't know, I don't know where these other, but if you look outside, there are more portal stones and summoning circles around this.
No, autofocus went rogue.
That's because of this thing. It rolled.
Is it? She's like, they go somewhere, but some of them have been lost to time. We don't know how to command them anymore.
Is it possible to prevent these portals from working?
If you knock the stones down, if you destroyed the stones on each side. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't planning on it. I just didn't want someone else to.
That's not cool.
I'm sure.
But she
Callus,
says,
do you know the name Cyanrath?
Yeah. No sign.
Greymane?
What?
Greymane?
I don't know green bean.
He can do it back.
I don't know green bean.
No, that's perfect. That's funny. The answer's
Asbara Joes.
perfectly. Do you know Santa Claus?
That's
Oh,
Barjo.
Papo Giso?
Papu Jiju. Asbara Joes. Do you know these names? They are people that
Have been murdered.
We've encountered.
we've encountered and or disposed of.
Like,
Not all of them.
I know Asbara. He works with Modan. He's one of the Red Wizards of Thay that's working with the cult.
Yeah. He's an asshat.
Modon? Have we met this?
Has he helped you,
Yeah.
or do you know how?
His tattoo.
No, Modon. We know the
no,
other
we
guy.
haven't.
We're trying to
What's your
get.
question?
We're trying to follow and get to Resmir. They came through here.
If he didn't stop here, which if you said he just came through before you arrived, I know he hasn't spoken to me in weeks. So that would mean he's headed to Parnast. That's where the Skyreach Castle is. If you go there, you'll need this. And she goes over into the corner. She kind of digs around. She pulls out this roll of cloth, right? That she starts to unroll on the table. And she goes, "You need to be carrying this banner if you're going to go to Skyreach Castle and get there safely." And it has a different colored stripe. It's got a red stripe and a black stripe, one for each of the colors.
Okay.
And she says, you need to carry this, and you need to use the word,
The safe word.
yeah, hold on. It's in here. I'll find it eventually. 'Cause I'm an idiot, didn't write it down. Bloody hell. Well, I want to read stuff, and I want to, like, do it in
Character.
character, and then it's like,
Let's Talladega Nights. Oh, you can do it.
oh, dear Lord, baby Jesus.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus, we're about to shake and bake. Oh wait, that's something different around here.
That's a different.
Crystal meth for everyone. You have some weird magic spells, lady.
There's a command word, and she tells you what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
I cannot find it. It's
Gryffindor.
yes, it's Gryffindor.
It's Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Cruise.
Help me, Tom Cruise.
His Baby Lord Jesus. That's what it is.
Mustache.
Infant baby Jesus. Yeah.
But she says, the leadership is relatively small of the cult, and it's my goal to be the white worm speaker so that I can change our direction. I don't like where they're headed.
What direction is that?
What direction? What goals do you have with this cult? Is Resmir in your way?
Well, I am more of an old school cultist. It's more my goal to try and resurrect the great dragons of old. I mean,
To do what?
to talk to them, to learn their wisdom, their knowledge. Some of them lived for 1,000 years.
We heard.
Some of those have been gone for 1,000 years.
Well, the one Resmir's talking about and we've heard is not a good one.
Yeah.
How do the white dragons compare to what we've heard about this one?
Well, they may not be great for some people, but individually, at least, my interaction with them has been respectful. They haven't been as rude and prideful, I guess I would say, as the reds and the blacks. Blues and whites tend to be.
Black ones are the worst.
Well, this black dragon seems to be a little communist.
He's in two places at once?
He seems very power hungry
Sure.
and wants to
Can't say
rule it
that on
all.
stream.
So she
Yeah.
basically says, she goes, so there's 5 leaders, each of them have a mask. They are, and they each are kind of, I guess you'd say, turned toward a different color, right? So there's Severin the red, Galvin the blue, Neuronvane the green, Resmir the black, and Verum the white. Each one of them is to represent one of the heads of Tiamat.
Is there anything special about each
You
mask?
said it represents one of the heads of Tiamat?
Oh, I don't know. Well, the colors, right? They each represent one of the major colors of the chromatic dragons.
But you don't know if there's anything special about each mask.
No, I'm not. Just
No.
they all have their dress up.
Okay.
Why did
Well,
Verum
dress
get appointed and you didn't?
Well, Resmir doesn't think that I have the backbone to do it.
What did you do wrong?
Nothing from my perspective.
What did he think you did wrong?
He thinks I'm weak. That's all. He's partial to men. He's partial to dwarves.
What would prove to him
Do we
that you'd be strong?
do we need to bring him back
Oh,
here?
I
and
don't
not
care
shoot?
about what he thinks. I want to embarrass him. See, if he fails to bring this treasure to Skyreach Castle, and if they can't bring the treasure to the rest of the Hoard that they're amassing, he'll lose face. And I'll be able to accuse him before the council.
So
what if we
And then-
made him lose his face?
That'll work for me.
Are you in agreement with them bringing back?
What
Tiamat?
if we blow his face off?
For that.
Say that again.
Do you agree with them bringing back Tiamat?
I don't think it's the right direction for the cult. I do worship dragons, that is a true thing. But I don't think that will bring about the change they're looking for.
What are they looking for?
They think that the dragons should rule everything.
Do you agree?
I think that's a little far.
Okay.
You're talking to this person.
Yeah.
She's like, I think that's a little far.
Okay.
It's not that I wouldn't.
Nice.
It's not that I wouldn't mind being under the rule of some dragons,
Hmm.
but other dragons are just about the money, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
That's not really my thing.
Okay.
I don't mind just about the power. It's a little different. Because with power comes ease and
Great
relaxation.
responsibility.
food and comfort. Some of that I can go with. They're probably not coming in because I sent them all out.
I'll go get it myself then. Oh, I'm not getting up. I'm sending my dude, and he's gonna go fetch
You
me
just
a
see the
plate of
door
trees.
open.
Yep.
Door shut.
Door's gonna open.
Yep.
Door's gonna
Those
shut.
Platters just hovering.
A few minutes later, as we're sitting here, the door just opens. This platter comes floating in. The door closes. It stops.
You like mage
Yeah,
hand
he's
the
back over.
cheese.
Yeah, I'm gonna mage hand from now on. Just
It just
You're just-
here. It's just cheese magically just moves in
Yes.
here.
this place is great.
Okay. So is that something you might be willing to do?
Talus, I do anything for you.
And she just kind of gives you a wink. It was good to know.
It's the first time I've ever heard of this person.
No, you would have known about this person.
Oh, okay.
0.5, you would have known this because that's where I came from.
Ah, got it.
That's how you would have found me.
So she basically talks to so the things that she's going to basically tell you, because we could spend an hour and a half for me trying to go through every line. She's going to tell you the things you need to know as far as the names of all the worm speakers. She's going to give you this banner. She'll tell you whatever the code word is. I can't find it, but I know it's in here.
Okay.
Somewhere it's in this document. She basically tells you about this Skyreach castle that's in Parnast, at least for right now. And she's like, that's where that's the destination. She's like, all the stuff you keep seeing, it is all headed to that castle. Everything is headed for there. So if there's anything you can do to disrupt that, that would be most excellent indeed. She also says that the castle belongs to a cloud giant.
Okay.
Now, he has allied with the cult, and I don't really know why, because giants and dragons do not get along. I don't understand what that is about. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why, but she says, but I know that castle is owned by a cloud giant. That is what I know.
As far as when we move, obviously we've been coming under disguise of being cultists. We are not. When we go through, going forward, when we're tracking down Resmir, and if we run into some of those patrols or the trolls or the dogs they have out front, is there anything we can do to prove who we are so they don't attack us?
The banner.
Well, she said the banner.
That'll
the banner
be
we'll
enough.
announce that, and then you'll use the code word to get onto Skyreach Castle without any problems.
Okay.
At least, as long as you don't cause trouble. But then again, I think you're going to cause some trouble.
When we do go to take out Resmir, should we do it in secret or like?
Whoa, who said anything about taking
We're
him
making-
out? I
we're
say we
embarrassing
bring him back here for her.
I mean, we could, but
My ultimate goal is more embarrassment than death.
okay.
Like his
Like
pants
underwear on
trousers
head.
down.
I want him to
Fail
him
in
to
front
fail.
of them.
I want his failure, his inability to complete the task.
If only we had video phones, we could have captured the whole thing.
Is there a way to use the portal that we came in on to go back to the castle?
There is, but I'd have to go dig up the words for it. It's not the same word going back, I know that.
Okay.
And I don't ever go that way. I'm sure I have it somewhere in my...
I mean, if we
study,
could
but-
prove his failure at the castle, would that be enough?
No.
Okay.
You've no idea the horde that sits in that castle in Skyreach.
Well, the last castle was simple.
She says,
They attacked each other
Jeez.
for us.
and she just goes, well, if it's the castle I'm thinking of, it's not very big. This is on another scale. I mean, it's controlled by a by a cloud giant, and there's a white, and you see her kind of go, oh, he is so majestic. There is a white dragon that lives in this castle. His name is Glazhail, the Cloud Chaser. And he is just a pure northern breed specimen. Just, he's a sight to behold. He lives there. And he's guarding the hoard that they've built thus far, and they keep adding to it. And somehow the red wizards are helping. She's like, I'm not sure what is going on, but the red wizards of Thay are working with the cultists, and they're helping manage all of this, hoard transportation.
Do you have a sheet I can write down the names of all that stuff that you've given us? Or would it be taking too much from you? I don't want to take more information than I just want the names of the dragons and the...
She's got them.
Of the people and the colors?
Not the colors. You went through them very quickly.
I just wanted to write that down.
Okay.
But all the other details I have.
That's fine. So, Severin the red. Galvan the blue. Neuronvane the green. Resmir the black. Yeah, exactly what it is. This dude is a specimen like, delicious. That's exactly right. And Resmir the black. And Varum the white.
And what's Talis' last name?
Rondale.
Arondale.
Question. Does my razor triangle activate my subtle strings? Or are those two separate things?
Those are two different things.
Just double checking.
Your razor triangle, you throw, it does damage, comes back, it makes a ding, and they have to do a psychic saving throw deal.
And then you said the Cloud Giant. What was his name?
Oh,
Glasshail.
No, that's the...
Oh, wait.
Glasshail
No,
is the dragon.
White dragon, yeah.
I don't know that she knows his name. There's no listing here of his name.
And then you said Skyreach Castle is in Parnas, where
That is correct.
it's happening. Okay.
And she's like, if he didn't come here, then that's where Resmir should be headed. Because that's where all the treasure goes.
Might have to talk to you about that.
Talis, I think there's some treasure that's not going to reach them.
What do you mean?
There's
She's
a lot of
seriously questioning. You should understand.
there was a lot of treasure in that last castle.
She's like, terrific.
It's supposed to come through the portal, right, and get to this castle, this new one.
Yes,
I don't think it's going to make it.
that sounds wonderful.
We have very deep cargo pockets.
Is that something that can help us? And is that what you mean to embarrass him? It won't be delivered if he's supposed to deliver it.
Nice.
Yeah, but there's so many more people. She says, Ollie, you don't understand the amount of stuff that's already on the castle. The amount of treasure that's being amassed in bringing back the queen.
I'm going to tell her, I don't think you know how big our bags are.
Yeah.
She's like,
It's a holding.
she goes, that's a bag of holding. That's not that much. She goes, I love you. Kind of blows you a kiss.
You don't even know. We have unlimited pocket space.
Because our DM doesn't make us worry about
We are
unburdened.
I will never be over encumbered.
Right.
Do you have any
Okay.
kitchen sinks we could have?
You have any kitchen sinks?
I'm
So you
still
said
just evil.
Skyreach Castle is led by a cloud giant,
Cloud
or
giant.
it's his? He owns it.
Yeah, he controls it. In fact, it may not be there very much longer
Why is that?
City in the sky.
because it can fly.
Where does he normally take it?
Just turn the keys and drive.
Is this like when he flies south for the winter?
He is south.
Hops in the
So he goes
Escalade.
north for the summer.
Well, normally the giants are in the north
Why is he south?
because he's working with the cult.
Talis,
You
you're
didn't get
confusing
it.
me.
You didn't get any smarter with age.
I don't know why he's flying this
But
castle.
he never forgets.
And she goes, I agree. I don't know why he's helping the cult either, because typically giants hate dragons, so I don't know the motivation. I don't know, but I know that he owns that castle, and I know that he's the only one that knows how to control it.
Have you ever spoken to him before?
No, I've never met him. I've just heard from others.
What are your current orders?
Well, I'm to stay here and oversee transport. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to go off for Resmir, then I'm going to sit here and wait and see what happens with the other stuff that you say might be coming through that portal.
Oh, it's
Because it should hit here first. Everybody always overnights here before it goes on, because we have to schedule it and make sure that the castle's in place. Because the castle's not always there.
When would be the best time for us to leave
After a long rest.
to get to the castle at the right time so it's not gone? How
I-
can we find out how to get there?
Well, you've already been, relaxing the entire time you've been here. So, I would say get on the road, if it were up to me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We are potentially going on some different journeys, and I'm looking to get different weapons. Do you happen to have anything for me?
Perhaps. Hold on a moment. She walks out and kind of opens the door and calls for Wezik. Wezik. So he comes up and she says, "What weapons do we actually even have here other than the swords you carry?" And you hear him mumbling something about, we've got different. What?
Can you give her Nodachi? It's the giant Japanese claymore.
A Nodachi?
Nodachi.
Oh.
Or an Odachi.
No dice.
You get no,
No
more
dice for you. Swing all day, you get 1d1.
Yeah.
Nagamagi. Oh, here, I'll show you.
I'm looking it
And
up.
he says, he basically says, yes, Mr. Stahl, go see what I can find. So he's going to go off and look for things.
Do you have any magical
Oh.
items?
N-A-G-A-M-A-K-I.
There is,
Nothing.
depending on what you're talking about,
I
if this
think-
had gone like
No.
loot and burn, there is a ridiculous ton of money in this place.
I think-
Okay.
Like, there is more money here, I think, than I've even described to you.
Oh my gosh.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm not kidding. It's like 2,500 this, 4,000 this, 500 this, 1,000 this, 4,000 this.
I will
mean-
just open one of my pockets and say, put it all in.
I mean, there is so let's say from a money perspective, there's a lot. from weapons and utility stuff.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Wouldn't that be cool? I'm
Yeah,
gonna actually
maybe
buy
it's just
But
like hiding behind a tree.
If you do
Yeah.
that though,
She wants a Nagamagi.
if you do that though,
Nagamagi.
you couldn't use your
It's
shield. I
a,
don't think.
It's 3-foot long blade with like a 2-foot long handle, so it's a 6-foot long sword.
It's as big as I am.
I'm literally gonna buy one later this year. Like real life. Like I'm gonna
Okay.
own one for karate.
IRL.
Do they have a kata for that?
Yep.
Oh.
gosh.
Yeah, so that'll be my next.
That would be so fun.
Gotta get my Kabuto
Okay,
certification.
so before you go, she's gonna try and give you some things. So she's giving you 2 healing potions.
Me?
Any
Okay.
of us?
Whoever
Somebody?
wants them, she kind of
Okay.
brings and puts them on the table.
Oh,
Here are
okay.
things for you to have. Thylac. She's not sure if this is something you can use or not, but there is a scroll of Scorching Ray. She's like,
I'm gonna add one of
if
the
this
healing potions.
helps
to
you, old man.
just so you know. I'm
Um,
gonna add one of the
I
healing
believe I
potions
can
to
make use of that. Thank you.
I'm just trying to see. There's not. This whole place is almost all money. So just. I'm trying to dig through and go. Is there stuff that's not
Can we
money?
exchange our small bills for big bills?
See, that might be a good idea. It'll lessen our jingle jangle and our.
There's not plats. Everything's in gold, and it's not all.
That's better
It's not all
than the.
money.
That's
6,000.
better than the
6,000
6,000.
silver, so...
Sure, yeah, she'll color you up to gold.
Okay.
Feel free to color.
I hope it picks it up.
That was Loran.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, darn.
So
But
she'll
you guys
color.
have more mics on your
is
end.
weak.
She'll color you up to
Yeah.
gold. That's not a
Maybe you
problem.
need a
She had
speaker for
strong
just like right here,
ventriloquy, though.
Jordan.
Sound
Yeah.
over here.
Pick up the vibrations.
Yeah. One for
Was
each
that
of
a
you.
whale?
Well, I didn't know you could speak whale.
I wish you would go.
Joe's face.
I was like, what is going on? What are those? No, somebody step on a bull frog.
There's a snake in my
Yep.
boots.
There's a snake
Yep.
in my boot.
I took one of those healing potions.
How many
by
were
the
there?
way. There's 2.
There were 2,
I grabbed one
and
of
then
them.
the scroll of Scorching Ray, which I think Thylac wanted. And I'm really trying to see if there's...
Another ritual spell? Maybe?
Nope, there's no ritual spells. Sorry, man.
I also did read new book.
And then...
There you
Voldet give me a really cool ritual.
go. Oh yeah.
Yes.
What is it?
I will have to show you sometime. It
Alright.
it is ritual, 11 minutes. Not as long as others, but it is good time.
Was it a pooping ritual?
You could poop inside, yes.
Did you get the tent?
Yeah. I got the tiny hut.
Okay.
Isn't
I
that
got rope trick because I figured you'd get tiny hut.
nice? Yeah, because that's all my
Great mind.
spellbook can do is rituals. So anytime we come across rituals, I'm just like, let me just slap that bad boy in there.
There you go. And it doesn't count against your spells.
Nope.
That's cool.
So if we find more, then I can actually switch spells out
There you go.
on leveling. I was hoping to find like the detect magic and unseen discernment before.
There you go.
Such is life.
Yeah.
So... Sorry.
You're fine.
Driving me crazy. I can't search for the things that I want.
Drive me crazy.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thanks, Kermit. Or are you Miss Piggy?
Forgot to bring that.
Oh, yeah, sure
What?
did.
I saved that. I was intending on bringing that black pop. The
Oh.
dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon's drool. Totally forgot.
Jose, check out Derek's dude. Did you see?
Okay. So he, after a few minutes, Wesley comes back
It's not fine.
and he says, "There's not
Oh, sweet.
a lot of fancy here. We don't have great weapons, and they're not in the best condition. But he does have two large weapons. So he's got a great sword. It's like 5 inches wide, big heavy blade, and then he's got a double-bladed axe. He's got a great axe. So neither in great condition, but technically they would do if you wanted to carry something bigger than what you're carrying.
Why are your weapons in such poor condition? Do you guys not need them?
We don't fight often here. Most people that come here are workers.
We could have taken this
This is transportation hub, transport hub. People come here, they rest.
What are the buildings out back that we see?
There's a kennel and where one of the trustmen lives, and then the stables. We don't have any horses anymore, but we used to have horses way back.
Do the other...
My family's owned this place for a few hundred years.
Is there anyone else in leadership besides you that doesn't agree with the ultimate goals?
Not that I know.
Direction.
As far as I know, everyone's on board.
So how could just one person have that much sway over what the cult does?
Well,
No, wrong thing.
as far
What
as
is it?
the other people and what we delegate, what we choose to delegate, and as I understand it, their
What?
rituals that they're having
Oh,
to
yeah.
research
Mhm.
requires kind of everybody to be on the same page
Hmm.
to make all of it work. I don't know a lot about it because I'm not doing this, but as I understand it, it's a team effort.
But if you weren't willing to cooperate with the team, wouldn't they just find someone that would cooperate?
Certainly, I think right now that's exactly what they're doing.
But I'm just
I'm
saying...
gonna nudge him and
if-
be like, Varum took her spot.
Right. No, I know that. I'm just saying that
There.
if you were placed in this position and they
Oh.
found out you weren't willing to cooperate, could they remove you from that
Wait.
rank and then delegate
This is
someone
great.
else?
Great sword.
I suppose anything's possible, but let's just say that's not my hope.
Okay.
My hope is to exert my position, exert my power.
All right.
Mhm.
Longsword and great axe.
Great sword and great axe are available.
There you go.
Is it this
But
one?
re-
Great.
remember
Great axe. Yep,
though,
hit add on that.
your weapon has
And then
the gem in it.
sword.
I
Whatever
just did
does.
that. Will it add another one? I mean,
Yeah, but
Hit it
you,
once.
yeah. All
okay.
you have to do is hit it once.
Those don't do anything yet.
Oh, well, I know, but I don't want her to get rid of it, just in case.
Do what?
But you have a bedazzled longsword.
Right.
Okay.
You don't want to get rid of it yet.
I still. Well,
Sorry.
I wouldn't be
Oh, it's
able
all
to
good.
carry all this, would I?
We got deep pockets, sister.
Okay.
From a certain perspective, the bag of holding can hold like many cubic feet of things.
Okay.
So as long as he's careful with it, he can lower it down in
Better
there.
be careful.
But the question is there one of those two that seems to be more interesting to you?
Definitely.
I will pick up both and I will swing both around. And then I will decide to get rid of the great axe.
Okay. So you're going to keep the sword?
Yes.
Okay.
But I will say thank you. I appreciate the offering of both.
Mm-hmm. Says thank you very much. Anything we can do to help. Okay. Anything else?
I guess we'll be off.
Thalak, do we need to stay here another hour for your owl? Or
No, I've been
falcon?
done for a while.
Do what?
I've been done for a while.
He's been summoning this whole time.
Oh, you've been there like,
He just has to do.
I'm like
She's
in
not
the
my
room
boo.
having
She's
a
my
conversation
childhood
with
friend.
her as I'm like making smoke and all sparks and everything come out of this brazier.
and she's like, old man, don't stink up the place.
There's windows.
There's windows. There's a chimney. It's no big deal.
I'll eat my own cheese, and I just have my mage hand just wafting to the window.
Right. Like,
Perfect.
okay.
Oh, you're good.
I just can't think of anything else here that she can help you with. I'm trying to think. I mean, like I said, other than money, and money is... Unless you kill everyone, I can't really give you the money.
Well,
How much do you like your
Said the
guys?
magic words.
Just kidding. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Volta will be bad.
Yeah, I think Volta would... At this point, Volta would be mad if you killed
At everybody. I don't think
I didn't
it's-
make any promises.
You
I didn't even
participated.
talk to him.
You participated in the trial. Just fair warning.
Yeah.
Dialect
And I
disappears.
had.
And you're now standing in front of Voldet, and he goes, I am watching you. I know of where you are. You speak of this to no one. Now go back. And it drops you right back where you were.
Did we even notice the wisp of when he left? Like we look and he's
felt
not
like
there.
it felt like wind to you, like there was a breeze that came through the room.
You just left and came back.
He's like, look, he's like
Well,
stunned.
that doesn't make any sense for me to be beholden to your
I'm
deity.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. You don't have to be, but you might be.
But you might be.
All right.
No, is there anything else? I mean, like I said, if you killed everyone,
No, we're not killing everyone.
then there's money in lieu.
No.
But if you don't kill everyone,
We're
I've
not.
tried to give you all the stuff
We're not going
that
to.
that she would do because of your past relationship.
She's my childhood friend.
Do I need to kick up a magic detect magic so we can steal her letter? Just kidding. I can't do that.
I'm ready.
Tapestries.
I'm gonna
Can
reach
we
in.
get-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can we get any symbols or anything? I know you said you had yours that you were gonna give us, but if we lose a banner, I'd rather have something that we each go. No, like seriously, we
Like a
didn't
cloak
just
or
we didn't
something.
just steal a banner. Like,
She doesn't have anything to give you like that.
guard, give me your jacket. You know.
So you'll just need to know to make an illusion of this if we lose it.
Got it.
And
Just a question.
you know what it looks like.
I can locate that
Come
object
get
now.
some has a good point.
Say what?
Come get some has a good point.
Come get some. Oh, get his girl. Look like a childhood friend.
Critical
Hey, you go.
This was the first lady to pet his trunk. Leave him alone.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is what it was. So you already know about the Tiamat salute, and all hail Tiamat, and they shall rise. Those are other ones.
Speaking of,
The Rising.
Oh, you said about other stuff.
That's why you were getting
it was my detector.
Yeah.
I recognize you.
Should have recognized her scent. You're talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You were talking about other insignia.
That was why I rolled a low 9 on history, and you said you were rolling something else. Son of a gun, Dave. Son of a gun.
That's why she was like, you look interesting to me. She's just saying that the five colors together in that order. She's like, if you make something in that, people will interpret that.
Like if I were to take like 5 dragon claws and put them in a circle around a dragon's eye, they would know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think they know what you're talking about.
Would it look really cool?
Probably.
Man, I wonder if I could get some concept art for that.
Yep, he's still working on it. Yeah, there's just nothing here I can help you with. That's it.
All right.
Okay. I could. Yeah, no, I trust her. Oh, I trust her.
The fact that we haven't had to murder anybody is good news. Like
That is. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
I have to murder less.
No.
Murder less, smile more.
It's true. I need to.
So are we gonna get up and start walking then?
Yeah.
Start going.
So she gets up and she like gives your trunk a nice stroke,
And like,
and then he sneezes at you.
I'm gonna reach into my
Into her
bag.
hand.
That didn't take long.
Yeah,
I'm gonna reach into her my bag and be like,
quicker than I remember.
"This is what your family wanted me to give you," and I'm gonna hand her a necklace.
Oh.
And I was like, "I've been searching for
Thank
you
you.
for a while,
Oh,
Now we can murder.
how wonderful.
but this is from them.
Surprise!
You need to promise me, even after this, that you're gonna let them know where you are and that you're okay."
I will let them know that I'm okay. She goes, here, you put it on. She kind of pulls her kind of hair back and lets you put it on her.
No, just
Your trunk just like starts hitting.
Oh my
Put her
God.
in the back. Like, I feel you there, sweetie.
So there is one more thing I just thought of. You said that there's a white dragon that you were very fond of that's guarding part of this castle.
He is
fondle.
living on the castle.
Is there
Living like
anything
castle.
that we can
lure with
tell him that might
Ultra Ball.
lower his guard or, make him not want to attack us?
No, I've never met him personally.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know with all
I
your
just know of
research
him.
of white dragons that you might know of something.
They all have their own personalities,
Mhm.
but I haven't gotten to know him. But
Okay. Okay.
that's all I could tell you.
I think I actually just leveled up because I finished that quest from way back when.
Now you're level 6.
And now you're level 6 because you didn't level up 6 before, did you?
I did, yeah. I've been level
Okay.
6.
So, are you all headed out?
Or should we explore?
Yeah.
Or you could stay here and spend the night. But she goes, if you stay here, I'm not sure. She goes, I don't know if Resmir headed to the castle, to Skyreach, I don't know how much longer it's going to be there.
Do you have
If
any?
you put him on the run,
Are there any actual healers here that could, give me a little top off?
no. But she goes,
Try.
but I could.
There's not any, but you could.
There's no.
She's trying to set up a threesome.
But she
Ollie, give
basically
me your
says-
trunk.
Basically, she's like, there's not anyone else
Now cast
other than me.
lay on hands.
Let me see what spell she's got. I know she's
I think we're all a bit hurt.
I know that she's a.
My D&D Beyond is the only one that's in the yellow, so
Let's see, because she's a cleric.
She raise it when you level.
raise
Your
it.
max health.
Yeah.
Okay. She's a cleric.
It's automatic things. She looks like a cleric. She looks like a war cleric. Like Thylac in his younger age if he was a woman. Or if he was an elf.
Okay, so she got 3 slots. She can cast this 3 times.
Could she just do prayer healing for all of us?
Here you go. Counterspell.
So everybody gets 9 points of health.
Nice.
Fantastic.
And then does anybody else need more other than that?
I think
I'm good.
good.
I mean, I'm 2 from max, so I think I'm good.
Me too.
Anybody else need healing?
I'm 2 for max.
Holly? Do you need a special smooch?
That's so cool.
I just need a kiss on each cheek.
So she leans over and gives you a smooch.
And
And I'm right in the middle.
that's all 2 hit points I needed.
Okay. Well, no, so everybody's down 2. Thylac, how are you doing?
They
I'm
don't
good.
do that. Is that what you said? Damn it.
No, she's not giving you 2 more. She just needs to you need a smooch. All right, there you go. So yeah, she cast mass healing word. And so she's like, boom, and so she was able to heal you all.
Is it like the arcane
That's
thing
cool.
for me? Just.
It's like Circle of Healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's
The best
uh,
priest move ever.
It's up to 6 creatures, 1d4 plus 6. That's what she had. I rolled a 3, so you'll have
Shaman, make a chain heal. Pew pew pew.
yeah. Brrr, everybody's full again. All right.
I
was
miss
cool.
playing WoW.
So you all,
Yeah, I'm missing it too.
Yeah.
I know, I do too. I listen to classic WoW, but I don't have that many hours in my life.
Yeah. This is our classic WoW. We still have all the classic dungeons we could play through.
Yep.
On D&D, like
Oh yeah,
Wailing
Yeah, we
Cavern.
still have our
we should do that.
our war mains.
We still have
They
one.
went through and wiped everything.
They killed everybody.
If you weren't on there for like a year or something,
I haven't been on there in
I
like
still
8
have
months.
mine. Joe, somebody took your priest's name.
Bob Saget.
I literally ran into them and I was like, Joe? And they were like,
And an 8-year-old responded.
yeah.
What do you
like,
mean,
yeah,
Joe?
yeah.
That was a good name.
Yeah, it was. But guild stuff's still there. Guild bank, all that. I mean, it's wiped out, but
Well, that's because
yeah.
DK went,
Yeah.
went like, "Rawr, I'll sell it all and then I'll stop playing."
Yep.
Oh, is that what DK did?
Yeah.
I mean, can't get mad. I didn't.
Yeah, we were
Like-
done.
Well, he got
We're-
his
we're-
tank gear so that he could tank with Fade,
Yeah.
and I think he did a few raids, and then he's like, okay, I'm bored.
Fade's got an alliance guild now, or group now.
Fade, yeah, he raided with Fade for a long time.
Yeah. Be confused, Twitch chat.
Yeah, you have no idea what that conversation was. All right.
I'm gonna thank her again.
Okay.
Appreciate the heals and helping us out.
Awesome. She thanks you, sends you on your way, and you all start headed southeast from the lodge toward this town of Parnast. It's about a half a day's walk. It'll take you a while to get there.
All right.
And with that, everyone's level 7.
What?
What?
Are you joking?
Whoa.
Nope, he
I'm
said
not
it. I'm
saying-
going with it. I'm not letting him take it
Everyone's
back.
level 7.
What?
So we had okay.
Guys, you're welcome for completing that quest
Because-
for you. Okay.
Because you have to understand, I'm running this based on milestone.
Okay.
And-
Yeah. So we
Right.
completed that.
How many weeks
You
do I
didn't know?
have, Dave?
How many weeks? What?
How many weeks do I have?
We were level 4 for ages.
Before.
Yeah.
Oh, a while.
Okay, so I got time to still build?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're a while from that.
Like a month or two?
Yeah, probably.
Well, we still have a whole other book before we fight Tiamat.
He wants to
so-
take a break in between
I need
books.
to take a little break in between books. I need a few weeks in
Okay.
between the 2 books. I can't just wrap Hoard of the Dragon Queen and immediately start Rise of Tiamat.
So I'm building a
There's
Oh.
way too much content for me to
mini
digest.
campaign.
because I have to read the whole
I
other
guess I'll
book a
accept
couple of
that.
times.
You know, I guess I'll
Yeah.
I guess I'll get
That's pretty
over it,
cool.
you slacker. But
Oh.
yeah, I'm actually not. I did not expect this, so
What did
Like,
you
what
expect
just
us to
happened?
fight everybody?
I expected guns ablazing and burning and pillaging. Like,
Oh.
I thought you'd be here for 2 or 3 sessions, like burning the
Really?
place out. Yeah.
No, you just patted us on the back from the good guy fairy, so now nobody can do anything bad.
I thought for sure you were gonna. Well, there are certain things you didn't do that you could have done on accident, and you didn't do those either. So it's like, well, never mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
acting. We did a good job of distracting things and keeping stuff away.
Okay? So since you're past it, so
Yeah,
if,
like
if
what?
anyone had actually gone and tried to touch that green armor, like actually go fiddle with it,
Mhm.
yeah, those 2 green armor suits, yeah,
It'll
That's a
come
fight.
alive.
they,
Okay.
yep, and they.
Joke's on you. I don't touch anything.
And they and they cast frost. They freeze you in
What about
place.
the
all kinds of
horned
stuff.
creatures?
I bet there's two
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, if you'd
Yeah.
have touched like any part of him, like if you'd have taken his sword or something, yeah,
Oh.
that was an evil nasty. If you had played with the tapestry that I said was like fiddly, like little
God.
fiddly
I was
goldy
literally
bits.
about to say jokingly, I'm just gonna take one, but I'm glad I
If
did.
you had,
Oh.
if
Yeah,
you had,
for
if
real.
you had messed with that, that was a whole deal.
Wow, we
If you-
skated
if you
through this
climb-
one for
if-
what we like to do.
If you had
yeah.
gone and talked to, if you'd gone to like try and mess with the patrol like did a thing. There's all. What I'm telling you is there is so much blood.
And we literally
I'll let
Let you
skated.
read my.
Oh,
I feel cheated.
I
So-
learned my lesson with.
Rug. I didn't mean to cheat you. It's just now it's like, okay.
Oh, I know.
The goal is to
Get through it.
have a resolution with Talus, right? So
We
she
did
could
that.
be dead. She could be a friend. She could be an enemy. It's not about what the outcome is. It's about having an outcome. You're level 7.
I feel good about
Yeah.
going back to my roots.
Now, the things you've done, that actually has impact.
Right.
So
That
your
makes sense.
decisions, the decisions you made may not seem like very much right now. So I'll just tell you ahead of time. The decisions you're making right now may not seem like it's a big deal. Everything you do is a big deal.
Do I want a feat or some abilities?
So
How do you pick that?
That's
it's
level
just
7.
because for you it's level 7.
So if it
Oh,
I'm at level
generates,
7.
that's level 4 for me.
if it
He's just
generates
at 4th
something
level
and there's like no drop downs, it's an automatic like that's just what you're getting, right?
Yeah, if it just adds things and says like, "Hey, thank you for playing. Appreciate your time.
That's
This
why
is your
it's
new
not
thing."
that big of a deal for you.
Why?
See, it was the 3rd level for me at level 6.
Yeah, level 6 and level 7 are just.
How is that?
Don't you get spells or something?
One extra slot. All my spells are literally all concentration.
Oh, okay.
So use
you
it
don't,
once
and you don't use them anyway.
because they're concentration.
Wambulance.
That's what I'm saying. But
What's
there's
wrong
no
with
point
the concentration?
You
Oh, you
can't use a second concentration. It
But you
negates
don't
the
ever use
first
the
one.
first ones.
Yeah, but if you get the first one, you can leave it on and keep smacking away with it.
We haven't needed them yet.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Like,
Rip.
So we can do a little bit of the next chapter, but I can't. I don't have a whole lot of it prepped. So
All right.
I'm personally good with sleep,
I mean,
since we're
but
it's getting late.
I can do either one.
yeah.
I mean, normally, Joe, you'd be ready to go to bed, and I know you said you could stay up late, but I'm sorry, dude. There's just
That's cool.
normally we would have gone if somebody had pulled the trigger and tried to kill somebody.
This would have been another
This
half
would
hour
have been.
minimum.
We
Yeah.
would have definitely been.
We'd have
doing it.
gone until 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, I get 1 4th level slot.
So
yeah.
come get some.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
too.
sure that session is recorded. There were a bunch of stuff before I knew what I was doing. Not that I really even know what I'm doing now. I mean, you can tell by this, but the Twitch deleted a bunch of stuff because it had been there too long.
Oh,
And
before
so
we got it.
not everything was uploaded to YouTube. And so there are a lot of sessions, unfortunately, that were lost to the Nether Sphere that I don't know how to get back. they had a lot of content. So I'm really bummed about that. The short version was they were in, and I don't know, maybe it is because it was chapter 6. So if you go back and look at the early chapter 6 stuff, maybe episode 2 or 3, if I were guessing. Basically, Zenrik and Thylak were in an inner tower in Castle near Tyar, and there was a rug, and Zenrik had detect magic going on his eyes, and he saw blinky lights under the floor, so he went to flip the rug back to see what it was, and he went like that, and the rug like jumped on him and wrapped him up and smothered him, and Thylak had to basically, what did you do? Did you like fireball it off of him?
No, oh man, I don't remember.
What did you do? You did something. He took
Yeah,
damage
I know
because
I
of
was
stuff
shooting
you
spells
did.
at him because he was
was-
having to take damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a rough
It's like,
time.
kill the rug, maybe kill your friend. It was great. Good times. I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
I don't know what I want to do.
So is everybody leveling?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that, then we will go ahead and close the stream because there's no reason for the streamers to watch us level. Thank you very much. Sorry for the shorter night than normal, but yeah, no blood,
It's about standard
no
time.
killing.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's this story. But we'll sign off for now, and we'll see you in 2 weeks because next weekend I'm going out of town with my wife, and so it won't be picking up next week. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Control 1.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See you, stream.
Bye.
Yeah.